And welcome to another episode of the Average Black Man Show. And today I have my full panel of co-hosts, and we're going to be discussing chivalry. Is it dead, and who killed it? Everybody, introduce yourselves, please.
I'm
What's up?
Meech. I'm not sure where I appear on the thing, but I'm next to you, so Meech.
What's up? I'm Jonelle. I'm next to Meech.
I'm Tamala, but also known as Tammy.
And I'm Valine, also known as Val.
And I am the average black man himself, Timotheus. All right. So the topic at hand that we are discussing is chivalry. Is it dead, and who killed it? Who wants to start? Who wants to throw the first blow?
I'll say that it's only dead for certain people because I still consider myself very chivalrous. So I'll say for certain men, it is. But what I will say is what I experience a lot. Like a lot of times, I don't even have the chance to be chivalrous. Like if I'm on a date or something like that, and we in the car, as soon as we stop, they hop right out the car. You know what I mean? Like I had one chick hop out. I didn't even get a chance to shut the motor off yet. I was like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, can I turn the car off and be chivalrous? So I think a lot of women these days aren't really used to that. So I really don't blame them to a certain extent. But I have had to school a few women like, hey, let me go ahead and and do these things, and they appreciated it once I put them up on that and I started doing it.
So I think I was just about to say I agree with you, Meech. I also feel like chivalry isn't dead, but to a certain extent, I guess it's a generational thing. Like for instance, like you're saying, a lot of women they're not used to that. I think that for the most part, though, chivalry is kind of dead, and women killed it. And I think that chivalry kind of died with the whole feminist movement. I can do it by myself. No, hell no. If it's cold, I want your jacket. I don't give a damn.
No, I think it died when Netflix chill became a thing. Sorry.
What?
When Netflix and chill became a thing, I think it died way before Netflix and chill. I think it died way before Netflix and chill. Like seriously.
I agree with that. I think it died before that.
I do.
Yeah,
I think that.
I mean, I don't know. I remember going on dates when I was younger, and now dudes are just like, "Oh, you want to come over?" Like, no, I don't want to come over. Are you serious?
No scrubs killed chivalry.
No scrubs.
That song,
well, I mean,
that song had a very.
That's just one.
You gotta.
But there might be some truth to that because it might have made it like a little bit more competitive because you get no scrubs and you came out with no chickens right afterwards. So it's like before you even think about being chivalrous on a date, sometimes y'all already going back and forth being competitive on a date.
Well, which goes back kind of to like what I was saying to begin with the whole feminism thing. It's like, well, I'm independent. I don't need you to open my door. I don't need you. And that's fine. I might not need that, but I still would like that. But the women that have kind of just ran that shit in the ground, well, that's what I think. I really think so.
I don't think I've ever heard a woman say, I don't need you to open my door. I've experienced women just that aren't used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we just aren't used to anyone opening their door.
I've experienced that with dealing with different type of people, and I know some women that are like, I don't see what the big deal is. It's really not an issue for me. I don't need that. I need this. I don't need that. So I mean, a lot of women may feel like they don't need the chivalry, and some of us are still wooed by that.
I've experienced a woman telling me that, but not on a date. It was me just like opening the door for a perfect, for a stranger. And she said that, you know what I'm saying? And
a stranger said, that's weird.
I mean, here's the thing. So many women especially in the Black community, they equate those things with you shooting your shot. And it's like, no, I'm just being like, if you, like, I've held the door open for men. I think it's just a courteous thing. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna let the door slam in your face, if you know what I mean. So, but they like, oh no, I got that. I don't need you to do that. And it goes back to like, a Black woman smiling at a Black man. I had a conversation with someone where the woman was saying, and she completely contradicted herself within like a 2-minute range, where she was talking about how she don't like smiling at us because she's like, oh, well, that doesn't mean shoot your shot, sir. But then 2 minutes later, she starts talking about how, like why don't these dudes, try to holler? So it's basically the ones that you're not attracted to, you don't want them to shoot their shot. But at the same time, you want the ones that you're attracted to shoot their shot. And it's like, how is us as men supposed to differentiate which one we are to you?
It's like with it's like the guy.
Well, there's no way. There's no way for you to differentiate that.
Hang on, Tim. It's like the dude. It's like the guy at the workplace. The guy that walks and says, "Good morning, such and such. You look nice today." Oh, that's sexual harassment. But let it be. Oh boy, that she think is cute. It's like, oh, thank you.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
No, that's real talk because if Flavor Flav, y'all about to say, if Flavor Flav smack me on the ass, I'm going to jail because keep your fucking hands to yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But if Michael E slapped me on the ass, I'm like, what we doing?
Exactly, and that's
sorry,
what. And
I don't want Michael Ealy to slap me on the ass either. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm just saying. But I'm just
slapping me on my ass, and I don't know him.
I'm just saying.
But the point is to keep the same energy with everyone. If you don't want to be smacked on your ass, just leave it at that.
Right.
If you don't want to smile at, you know what I'm saying? If you want to differentiate the people who, like, to me, it's like us as Black people, just be friendly to each other. If the guy try to shoot a shot, shut him down if you're not interested. You know what I mean? And then go ahead and let the dude that you are interested in be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, what's cracking? So that way we can.
Well, that's a specific type of.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I have to.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to add something when you finish your statement. Well, I was going to say that's a different type of Black woman because, to be quite honest, I've been told that I'm too nice. Because I don't care if you look like fucking Flavor Flav. I will still be like, hi, how are you?
Right.
For real, like real talk. No, he's not going to.
Yeah, Tammy the men got us followed. Tammy been got us followed because they think she's too nice, and then now I got to buck up.
Yeah.
Now I gotta buck up. Yeah, she's right.
I don't be trying to get people followed, but I just be nice to people. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm gonna give you guys some insight as a guy. I'm gonna give y'all some insight. This is male perspective. Now, a lot of times that negative image that that tends to happen is when the guy is like she said, she's being nice and she's getting y'all followed. But then there's the girl that'll say, you're not getting a hint. Get your ass on.
Hey, I'm not interested.
Right. Get your ass on.
No, I will after a while.
But then the thing is that guy will take it and say, oh, this is how he'll brand, this is how y'all act.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Or even let's take the safety concern. You have to be careful as a woman, even how you reject men now, because you end up dying just by calmly being like, no, thank you.
Which is retarded.
There's stories of there's always been stories. There's always been stories of men doing crazy stuff. Yeah, women being like, no,
because they can't deal with rejection. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it firsthand. I remember being young and being at a house party with these identical twins, and one of the twins told this dude she didn't want to dance, and he shot her in the back of the head.
Damn.
Oh my God.
You know. Mm-hmm. And that was June. That was junior high school '90s. You know what I'm saying? So, as a grown up,
get cussed out. Yeah, I've seen women get cussed out, get called B's and O's. And,
I done seen women get spit on because they politely said, "I'm married.
I'm not interested." Yeah,
I'm not interested. Not vicious, not malicious, not attitude.
My thing is, even if she did say it with an attitude, I mean, leave the woman alone. She don't want you. Let her go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, women got to deal with a whole different element that we don't have to deal with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't know if
Well,
y'all heard that Dave
no,
Chappelle
you guys
joke.
get hit on. You guys get aggressively hit on too sometimes.
That
No,
ain't
not
never
like
Yeah,
that. I mean, it not really. I mean, I've been hit on like.
I am the definition of the average
You never
black
had
man.
a girl try to buy you stuff, to try to buy
I
your
never had a
attention,
woman hit
to
on
try
me,
to buy
never,
your
Yeah,
never.
affection.
And
like
if
a once
well, let
in a
me take that
lifetime
back. I
type
probably
shit.
have had a woman hit on me, but it probably was like how
Couple
y'all
times.
was, how women be, and I was like,
Right.
Yeah, like nothing aggressively, maybe like a couple times ever. But it's not
Right.
the same, you know what I mean? That's not usually a
Yeah.
woman's nature.
MO.
MO.
Yeah.
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 That's not a woman's MO.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
define
That's true.
aggressive. I mean, I've had like my butt grabbed before. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
aggressive. That's
See,
aggressive.
that's
My
aggressive. That's aggressive.
my junk brushed up
I,
against on purpose.
That's aggressive.
how
yes,
many
that's
times
aggressive.
how many times in your life have you had a woman just grab a handful of ass?
Yeah, that happened maybe like I think like maybe two, maybe three,
Yeah.
but I forgot.
We had we had shit like that in 40 years. That didn't happen like once or twice.
Yeah, and we're talking about like a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when
Yeah.
you're with someone, it's different. But I'm talking about a stranger. Like yeah, like literally like maybe two times.
I've had it
Well,
happen in a club
Yeah.
before, but you know, I ain't
hmm
even been in a club in 20 years. So
But
I
well,
it's
I
think
worse.
that,
mean,
I ain't never
certain
did
men are
that.
like that.
I ain't never did
Certain
that to
men
no
are like
woman.
that
Hey,
yeah,
y'all
because of
lucky.
toxic, and I hate this. I
Well,
yeah.
hey
hate the
Tim, why you
term
say we
toxic
lucky?
masculinity, but
And they ain't never happened to me, man.
it's
Well,
happened to
you
me in a
already
club
know.
before.
nobody never grabbed your crotch, Tim.
It
No
may be
Folks
woman
a
ever grabbed your
stripper or
have.
crotch.
something. You know, but that's her job. You know, so she's supposed to do
Right.
that.
Well, I mean, I've seen some girls aggressively pursue my boyfriend in front of me. Like aggressively. He went to go get his freaking hoodie out of the trunk. And
In front of
three
you, is
women,
she
I told you that
crazy? Did she
story.
know you?
Man, no. No. I mean, it's been a
She must
couple of
have been
episodes.
suicidal.
Girl, it's been a couple of episodes. You know, this particular episode, he went to go get his hoodie out the trunk, and they walked up on him in the parking lot like some dudes, like, "Oh, baby, you look good. Oh, look at them green eyes. What's going on with you?" He was like, "What?" He was taken aback. He didn't know what to. Hold on, no,
He
I'm
felt
in a
like
relationship,
He was
right?
take
He
he was taken back because that shit don't happen that often to her. It
was like,
Well,
has.
"Hold
I've
on."
had
Exactly.
friends.
well, he's a
I've had
he a
guy
real
friends
real pretty
in
boy,
the
so it happened to
workplace
him a
that
lot.
say,
But he's still
He's
taken
not a
back.
pretty boy,
"Well,
but he
Yeah,
was.
he's still.
I've had people,
Yeah.
I've known
Ugh.
people in the workplace that said they've had older women grab their crotches and stuff, like for real. So y'all
I've
you
had
guys get
Where they work
harassed
at?
too.
They hiring?
we do because I've
You
had
see what
every woman
Yeah.
every woman that I've
Yeah.
worked for has hit on me, or every woman that's been in like a power situation
And that's my boyfriend
has.
too. He said the same
Yeah,
thing. He said if there was ever an opportunity for him to get a position, or he was like, if it's women hiring, I'm always getting a job. Period. Period. He's always sexually harassed. He was working with a whole bunch of Hispanic women that couldn't speak English, and the Hispanic dudes was telling him like, "Hey, no, she wants you, she wants you, she wants you. They just want to know who do you want to pick." Like he's been in situations where he like, I just was
Sound like a
coming to
real pretty
work.
boy, don't it? Don't that sound like the pretty boy game?
You know?
Yeah.
Or the Hispanic woman that walked up on the side of him when we were walking to the
Or
liquor
the,
store one day. We went to the liquor store from the car club
you
member's
know,
house,
to
and
me
she
that
just
sounds
walked
like
up
a
on the side of
power.
him.
To me, that sounds
or
like a
the
power thing.
see, as
But
men,
I
the
mean,
two guys.
That's a power
aggressive.
play.
But that's women being aggressive. Like, who comes up and
yeah.
grabs your boyfriend's hand and say, "You have wife?" Yeah, bitch, me, the one on the other side of him.
That's
I'm
a
the
power.
No,
wife.
but I have
That's a
like been
power
hit
play.
on. I have been hit on by like women in power. Like when I was
Yeah.
at
Hmm.
Liberty, you remember that, Tim? I remember
Oh
telling you all
yeah,
about that shit. That
and that
boss
was
was,
homeboy's wife, wasn't it?
yeah, and she was
Oh
grabbing,
shit.
she grabbing my dick while he in the office. You know what I mean? We hit a corner
Oh.
and she just grabbed my dick like,
Yeah,
Like,
I've had friends
damn.
that say that
Yeah,
happened to them too.
to them
but
And
too.
that's the thing. It's like, to me, most women do it for, well, men do it for power too, but most women, like, it's a power play. That's
it's a
what it
power
is.
thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
y'all can be
as
harassed
far
just the
as
same.
chivalry,
Now,
I don't know. I think Netflix and Chill killed it. And there's nothing wrong with Netflix and Chill, but that's after you establish something. Don't ask me on a first date to Netflix and Chill. Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I
now,
understand that, but I think, like I said, chivalry was there way before Netflix and chill.
I
And
agree
I
with that.
mean,
now
you
let's
know,
now let's talk about traditional chivalry, like
hmm
the whole flowers and candy on the first date, that type of stuff. Like, is it not appreciated anymore? That's why guys don't do it, or from a woman's point of view, do you think guys are just being cheap, or do they not
Well,
value women the same
I
way?
was told you. I was told by an ex-boyfriend once he had bought me flowers, and I guess I didn't look excited enough for him, and he told me and then he never bought me flowers again. And I was like, wow, was I supposed to jump up and down? I don't know.
Well, it
That
don't
is a
seem like
thing though.
flowers are as appreciated like they were 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean that is a thing though.
But he did
Like
that. He told me that
reaction,
for, yeah.
reaction is a thing. I know it's been for
yeah,
me.
see.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for me, little things are fine. Like I like little things. You know,
Hmm.
I'm a grateful kind of person that way. Like I'm might be just built a little different. You know, flowers and candy, that's sweet. You know, I mean, recently I just
That
got
is
my
sweet, but
first
I guess
bouquet
for
of.
him, I
Hold on, can I finish talking? Thank you, Jesus. So, like I was gonna say, like for me, the very first time I ever even received a bouquet of flowers was last year. And I was like, I've received a lot of things, but I've never received a bouquet of flowers.
Did
And
you
that
really
meant a
appreciate
lot
it?
to me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've never in my whole about to be 40 years of life received a bouquet of flowers until last year.
Wow.
damn
I
sorry.
mean, would you rather have a bouquet of flowers or the gift card? You know what I mean? Because
You know what I'm
He
saying?
said
Well,
a
like I
gift.
said, well, see, like I said,
I'll just
I
say,
received other things.
Oh my god.
I received things that were more monetary value, of course, than a fucking bouquet. But when I got that, it was like, oh my god, I've never received flowers before.
because I
It was
never,
a big deal for me.
I don't bring flowers, but it just doesn't seem like, it just seems more like because I'm not living in the 1960s than about chivalry. You know what I mean? Like I'll still
But
open the
sometimes
Hmm.
door,
that's cute
but I'm paying.
though.
Sometimes
Right.
it is, and it seems
Uh,
like
I had someone send
a
flowers to
special
my
occasion
job. It
type
was
thing.
nice.
It seems like a
Mm-hmm.
once a year special occasion type thing, more than so than a first date. No, I'll do it on a first date, probably trying to impress, but
exactly.
it don't seem like no second date type of thing.
Like
Hmm.
I've done flowers, and let me tell you, if the reaction is like, oh my God, thank you, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate it, and get a kiss on the cheek or something like that, okay, you'll probably get flowers more. But if it's like, oh, good looking, and then you go put them, you know, you go put them in a secret place somewhere, it's like,
He
okay,
said good
you probably
looking.
don't like it.
And you just throw them.
Or
Wait, you
just
say good
lay them
looking and
bad
just throw
boys
them
on
on the
the seat when you
couch?
hop in the car. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
But like
Like,
I still see chivalry being alive. It just maybe we present it differently. You know, what I mean, I'll buy you a drink.
I guess
Drinks
that's
expensive
chivalry.
nowadays.
That could be
This ain't
that.
the
Drink,
Hey,
that's chivalry?
1970s,
now,
Hey,
where
now,
hey,
what
it's
he
about?
said
$5
that
Hold on,
drink
hold
is
on.
Gotta
worth
get
like a
home.
Hey, hold on.
bouquet.
What about?
Yeah, if
What
we
about?
go out, that's
What about the girl?
$100.
No. What about the girls that hang out by the bar and wait? Like somebody gonna walk up and buy me a drink. Is it chivalry then? Still?
I mean, that's a thing. That's actually a
No,
thing. That it really is a
yeah, it's the
thing.
thing.
And I guess it is if she want to drink that bad.
And it's a
She a
thing where
real
the dudes that's
alcoholic.
buying them drinks, like, you know, that bitch owe me something. I'm about to
Oh,
get this
you say,
drink. You know
you
how
see
they
what I'm saying? She owe
I'm
you
about to
something
get
yeah.
for
these
a
drinks.
drink, bro. Come on. She owe you
She
something
like,
for a
But
hey,
drink,
that's how some dudes think it.
for a
that's
They
on
expect
that.
$7
us,
Yeah,
drink.
it
they
might be more
expect
than
us
$7. You know, these drinks is 13, 15, and $20
Okay,
now.
$20
okay,
drinks
okay,
nowadays. Ain't
okay.
no $7.
I'm gonna I'm gonna take you to the Cosmopolitan. Okay, even if it's a $25 drink, I owe you shit for $25.
I know, right?
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just
me,
saying, but the same type of girls that sit out there trying to wait for some dude to buy them a drink,
Bye.
they
Right.
attract the same type of dudes that's looking for girls they can buy drinks for.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, what I mean?
but
They looking for the same element. I'm not going to a bar looking to buy a girl a drink. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not looking for that one lonely one. Like, oh, I think I can. If I buy her a drink, I could probably hit it. Because that's what they thinking.
Right.
They not
That's
thinking.
what they think.
Man, we could
it's a
probably have
trip.
a good conversation.
I ain't never thought nothing like that. You know what I mean? But what I will say, yeah, I ain't never thought about like buying a drink. You owe me something. Like even buying dinner,
Yeah,
I don't feel like you owe me something.
yeah.
But there's chicks out there that expect to get whole trips out of the country. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. There's some cheeks clapping if I'm paying,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, for a
that's
trip out of the country.
That's a
You know
yeah,
what I
given.
mean?
But
That's a given.
yeah. That's
if you
foolery.
know a
That's
female is just trying,
tomfoolery.
if you,
Well, there's a timeline on that too, because if you dumb
then it's
enough
like,
to take her on a second date to Jamaica, then
Right.
yeah.
But
Then
there's dudes out there that'll
I
say
went on a
that.
first. I
They
went
be
on a
like,
first date out of the
take
country
her on a
before,
date
but
that requires a
that's
passport. I'm like, what? Like, where they do that
oh,
at?
I was
You know
talking
what
at
I
the
mean?
same
that's
time. I didn't
some.
hear. What did you say, Tammy?
No, I was gonna say that's some tomfoolery stuff because I feel like if you are going out of town with somebody, of course they're gonna want to clap cheeks. Okay, come on, like that's just
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's real. You gotta keep
She's
it real with
playing
yourself.
games.
Or if you're
Yeah.
gonna go and do all of that, you better just be prepared that if this man decides to leave you, you can make sure you get home.
Yeah, because
Oh
I
because
mean,
yeah.
I say don't even do that. If you don't want to have
If
sex with
you
him, just don't go.
ain't,
Yeah, but I
yeah,
wouldn't say chivalry is dead because I mean, I look at my relationships. I go, I feel like I take the girl I'm dating or I've been dating. I've taken out a lot. You know what I mean? I've spent a lot of damn money. Like I said, it don't show up in the form of flowers and candy, but it show up in the form of that drink bill. You know what I mean? That
That drink
food bill. Just the movies is $100
bill.
and shit.
he said
Hey,
it
the movies. Hey, I
it,
can
it
tell you right
shows
there, the
up
movies can be an
elsewhere.
$80 date real easy. Just the movies.
Yeah.
if you're doing fine dining, you know
No,
what I mean?
Yeah,
just
That
the
could
movies.
easily like a $300
I'm talking about
date right there.
two
so
tickets,
we know.
popcorn, and two large drinks would be like $40. Easy. No, it's
40
$40
bucks
No,
my
just
right.
for
ass.
the
Nigga, you
concession.
ain't been in a while.
It's
That shit
$40
is gonna
to
be
walk in on top
$60.
of that. So that's $80.
Yeah.
It's $80 right there. Just to
Mhm.
walk, two tickets to walk in, the concessions, that's $80 right there. So that's what I'm saying. So is there levels to what's considered chivalrous based on the income and the means of individuals that are on this date?
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
then
there's
there's
I think
levels.
levels.
I
so.
mean, there
You
might
know what
be.
I
I
mean?
just think
Like,
it's the
no,
thoughtfulness
no, no. No,
behind
well,
it.
I'm saying like if Pookie take I'm trying to think of a ghetto ass name, girl name. Uh
Shaniqua.
Right. Oh,
Star Misha. Right.
LaQuisha.
Something like that. If Ray Ray and LaQuisha go to the movies and for them, an $80 date, he like, I'm about to hit the cheeks, homie. I almost dropped a whole bill. Like
Mhm.
she gotta
Well, an
come up
$80 day for him
with
might be that might represent fucking 8 hours of hard labor.
Right,
Exactly.
So
right.
that's
Exactly.
super chivalrous, you know what I
That's
mean? In that sense.
not true because Ray Ray might be a drug dealer. That might be nothing for him.
That's
I'm just
true. But I'm just saying it could represent
well, if
hard
Ray Ray is
labor.
a drug dealer, then you dipping into his re-up money. So that's even more chivalrous.
Mm-mm. If Ray Ray is a drug dealer, he better be spending more than $80 damn.
But
If he
I
That's what
do
I'm
think
saying.
it's like,
Eighty
right.
dollars better.
I
$80
know
better
that's
be the
true.
tip somewhere.
Okay,
Hey,
if
you're
there's
not
Ray
saying
needs to
what
stop
type of
selling
drug dealer
drugs,
he is, though. You're not
I
saying
don't
what
well
know
type
then
about
of he ain't the
he
Ray
better
kingpin
Ray,
not.
or the kingpin, and that's different.
Oh,
But
he the
if
nickel and
he's
dime man on the corner.
right, if he on the corner, that's a whole nother story, right?
but what's
Oh,
y'all
so
experience?
so so
I
so he's
mean,
he's the he's the when it first popped off type dope dealer
Right. He
in
getting
the
he get
'80s.
$200 double up, and he like, man, I'm about to be. Oh, I got this $200 double up.
but I guess we should ask y'all more. What's y'all experience with chivalry? Because I mean, y'all the main ones to answer this topic.
well, I would say for the most part, I've dealt with very chivalrous men. But what I found is when I was younger, that it was very easy to like go out with someone, have a nice dinner, and you know what I'm saying? It was very easy. Now I'm like, damn, am I getting old or what? Like now everybody want to Netflix and chill. Everybody's jaded.
Well, a lot of that though, Tammy, I think it's like what Meech and Val were saying earlier is that it ties into the whole how roles have changed to where it's like, well, when I was a teenager, if you met a girl and y'all had sex real fast, automatically she was a hoe, automatic. But now we live in a generation to where it's like, well, as women, we like sex too. Why do I have to be a hoe? I'm attracted to you and I want to give you something. Why does that make me a hoe? So a lot of all of that I also factor into how perceptions have changed and shifted.
Right.
It just seems like what I'm saying is it just seems more like men now are having like the conversation is coming up more, right? The conversation of, oh, if I spend this much on a dinner, or oh, you know, we go to this place, you know, how much should you, what should you order, and stupid stuff like that.
And a lot of that's
you know what I'm
come out
saying?
because there's
I
a
remember being
generation of girls
23
that are
years
coming out
old
saying,
and go out with a 30-year-old man and order what the hell I want off the menu. You see what I'm saying?
And you know what? That still does exist, but probably for 20-year-old women and 30-year-old men. So I think things do change.
So you're trying to say I'm old? Is that what you're saying? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But I think things do change as we change. You know what I mean? Like by the time we 40 years old, we didn't probably paid a lot of money. You know what I mean? So now
you guys are jaded, like I said.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you have to kind of know how to vet the certain type of woman. It's like, look, I don't need to use nobody for no food. And you know what I'm saying? Not for no food at all. Like I can go buy my own dinner, but you know what I'm saying?
But I think also when we like somebody and want to go out, I don't think at 40 it's a problem to pay for dinner. You know what I mean? Because I think I pay for dinner. It's not a problem,
but we've been having
somebody.
It's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem for most guys. I'm sorry. I don't think it's a problem for most guys, but I think the conversation has been coming up a little often about how much to spend, how much is too much for the first date, how much is this, and oh my God, if he take you to a place and you order $225 worth of food, is this, that, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's probably because we are the ones paying. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't dated a lot, but I know when I first got back into dating after I got a divorce, and I was talking to Tim and Val about it the whole time. You know what I mean? Shit, you rack up hundreds of dollars in a couple of weeks. And I wasn't doing shit but going out to coffee, and you know, we was having zero dates. That was a new term, the zero date. But that shit still added up to a lot of damn zeros.
What kind of coffee you was drinking?
That shit added up to $1,000 in a month with coffee and drinks.
Let's look at this right here, y'all.
Okay.
You guys think this has anything to do with chivalry dying?
I think that's an age thing.
That's true.
A third of women. This is the New York Post.
That's an age thing.
A third of women say they only go on dates for the food. The study was published by Society of Personality and Social Psychology. They call them foodie calls, not booty calls, but a foodie call.
But I think that's younger women, you know what I mean? That's, you know, still living their life, man. Like how Tammy said.
Yeah, I'm skimming over it right now to see.
Like how Tammy said earlier, when she was 20, she got a lot of dudes taking her out to eat.
The foodie call, it says the foodie call girls are more likely to engage in one night stands and faking an orgasm.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, do what you gotta do to get that.
Pour him.
Done all that.
Sure. Yeah, pour him.
Everybody's 40 shit. I'm sure it happens.
But that's the whole Netflix.
All that for a meal.
But that ties together with the Netflix and chill.
It might be a good meal though. Like you said,
it might be a good meal.
Like you said, some
what
of
I
these
think,
fine dining meals.
another thing I think that changed the chivalry is the requirements for getting the draws. That the things that women require for giving up the draws has changed also.
But that goes with what I said though,
Yeah.
Meech. Like
Oh
there's a
yeah, for sure.
society where the women feel like, well, if I'm horny
Well,
and I want to get some, why if I want to have sex casually, I gotta be a hoe? We lost
I'm
somebody.
about to say, yeah, it's probably easier. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably true.
yeah, it's easier. Like it's changed to where because we used to have to be chivalrous, we used to have to present a gentleman in order to get that. Nowadays, when
Yeah,
you look at social media and you look at the world that we live in, everything is so sexualized nowadays. You know what I mean? To where like
Yeah.
just scrolling through Facebook, that's all you see is ass and coochie prints and all of that stuff. To where it's
yeah.
completely different compared to what it was back in the day. So I think so men don't have to be chivalrous no more. They now
Yeah.
Now you gotta
in
pay
order
the
to get
money.
in
You
order to
gotta
get
pay
the
the
ass,
money.
in order to get the ass, you send a dick pic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what people do now. That's what
Yeah.
dudes do nowadays.
Which goes back to what I was saying to begin with. All of this feminism, I can do it myself. I can, do things that men can do, and I can do that. Like that's really what's killed the chivalry,
Hmm.
It's
because
not.
it's caused. Yes, it is, because that's what caused a change and a shift in the way things have been moving.
Sometimes
Like,
women had to do it themselves. So what are they
no,
supposed
Yeah.
to
I
do? Just
I,
be
I
like,
understand that.
I'm
But
No,
she's
waiting
I
not
for
get
this
talking
that.
nigga to
about
do
the women
it.
that actually
But see,
had to
I'm
do it themselves. She's talking about the
exactly.
women that
I'm
are
talking about the women who
that
are
self
choosing.
self-professing. Self-professing.
Right. There you go. Who are choosing to be like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, let's be very honest. We're girls, but we're not feminists. I still feel like as a woman I need a man. I'm not going to walk around and be like, "Oh, I don't need a man for absolutely nothing." Like that's asinine. Like
Well,
keep it real with yourself.
I have the argument that I heard talking to women in that group that we're both in is that
Uh-huh.
they say I don't need a man, I want a man. That's different. I don't
Okay.
need a man, but I want one. Like I don't need a man to do nothing for me. I can get my own stuff. But what I
Right.
can't get, that's what I want a man for.
Okay. So then you need him for the things you can't do.
Well, they got the
Right?
roles now and all
I
them little
mean, you could
flowers.
pay some. I mean, you could pay somebody to do it, but it's
You
just
could.
Would you
yeah.
say Reese, they got Astro? What is it called? Astro wet or
Astroglide.
Oh.
Astroglide. I'm surprised you ain't never heard of it, man. It's been around for years. I've been using it for years.
Oh,
It sound like
Astroglide.
it sound like a shaver or something like that. Like,
It
Use a
does. It
silicone
sounds like a
base, not
Gillette,
the
huh?
water base.
Oh, Tammy knows. She
Silicone
said use the
silicone
silicone
base is
base,
better.
not the water base.
Hey,
The silicone, you mess around
water base
and
dries up.
no silicone, you mess around climax again trying to wash that crap off. Trust
he
me,
meant
I'm
that. He meant that though. All right, so
No.
if the conversation veers, I don't care. We just chopping it up.
Oh my gosh. Mm.
I'm like, cause I'm trying to find something else.
So you don't mind if the conversation veers?
Yeah, because you already know we all familiar with each other, so you already know how it go. Because in the group chat, I'm like, it get a little spicy in there. I'll be like, man, this is show
You know what I
material.
mean?
We wasting it right here.
From listening to y'all, I mean, when y'all go on dates nowadays, do men still pay for y'all? And
Yes.
Absolutely. Why would I? Okay, never
Well,
mind.
I'm not going
I'm
out
not
on
gonna
no date
even
where
say
I gotta
that.
pay.
do men
But
I don't
still
care.
do
So
men still
y'all
I'm
treat
not.
wouldn't
y'all
do a zero
nice,
date?
or are they
Huh?
still respectable, treat y'all nice? And do you consider men still being
yeah,
chivalrous,
absolutely.
or
Yeah, I do.
Y'all wouldn't go for the
Yes,
zero
for the
date?
most part, but there are those ones
There's those
who
particular
no, for the
assholes.
most
It's always
for the most part,
somebody.
okay?
but there are
What
the ones who
what
want to. I'm telling you, the Netflix and chill generation.
I'm about to
Mm.
say, what's some of the worst situations y'all been in? That ain't
Oh,
chivalrous.
oh shoot.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I
What's a
gotta think of
situation where
something.
you had
Hold
to get up
on.
and leave him at the table? Like I gotta go pee.
Oh, I don't think I ever had to do that. I think I only did that once in my 20s because I think he was like handicapped or something, and he didn't tell me.
That's mean.
I think like one leg was like longer than the other. Something was wrong with him.
Yes, ain't nothing wrong with one leg.
I'm not laughing at. I'm not laughing at nobody handicapped, but you can't meet nobody and then not tell them until you meet them that you're handicapped.
I've been in the one leg life.
So the dude had one shoe with the big sole on it.
I don't know. It was just a weird situation. He had like a crutch and some other stuff. I don't know. It was just weird. And I was just like, this is just too weird. But of course, I'm nice. And I was just like, I kind of stayed for a while. Then I was like, all right, well, I gotta go.
All right, it's time for me to throw the curveball now. Y'all ready for the curveball? Y'all ready for the curveball? Because I know Val and Tammy have both dated outside of their races. Would you say that the non-black men were more chivalrous than the black men you dated, or evenly, or what? And I'm refilling my Kool-Aid.
For the most part, no, I can't say that. I meet a lot of chivalrous black men.
What about you, Val?
For me, I'm gonna say that no, it was definitely the non-black men that were more chivalrous.
Okay.
In my situation, they always decided to overextend themselves. Always.
And what do you guys have to say about that? What do you guys have to say about that?
Not much. I never dated a non-black man before, so I wouldn't know.
You're cute.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I guess that would be the stereotype. I guess that's what I.
So would you guys say like? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is it more stereotype, Val, or was it just?
No,
I think it's a fetishization a little bit. It can be.
Oh, absolutely. No, I absolutely believe that was the underlying meaning, under all the extra for sure.
Was it like an ongoing thing or like a one-time thing when you talk about chivalrous? Is it like a one-night thing or like a relationship or both?
No, it was consistent with dating. Not just a one-night chivalry kind of situation. So, like just consistent until I decided I wasn't gonna date them no more or whatever the case may be, or we just like, this isn't working. But it was consistent throughout. I've dated some black men that were chivalrous and might start and it just fade. Or it's just there is really no chivalry at all. But for the most part with others, when it's come to me, it's always been them overextending themselves.
That's interesting.
So do you guys feel like women of other ethnicities treat you guys better in a dating situation than black women?
Never dated one.
I have no experience because I ain't never dated one.
Except for when I was a teen, and I don't count because I didn't know crap about dating.
I have dated. I have partaken in the forbidden fruit.
Okay, and what was your experience?
I don't know. I can't make it a blanket experience. I would say I have mostly I've dated, black women. I was married to a black woman. And I will say that maybe, the black women I've dated, I've always heard that black women are tougher. White women are easier. You hear all that shit growing up through the 80s and shit. And I will say, as I got older, as I became an adult, after I was married and shit like that, there's something to that. And maybe black women had to be tough. Like me and Tim had a conversation the other day where it's like, I felt like everyone that's ever pushed me in my life was pretty much a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We had that conversation. But I do feel like when I was dating, when I was married, I felt like it was a little bit more competitive, less maybe it was a lot of she felt like she had to do it on her own. Or she don't believe that, a dude can really match. My ex ain't had no daddy, so I'll say that. But we've talked about shit like that a lot. Where we kind of walk into it with one leg down, with one arm tied behind our back. That's how I felt.
I'll say, because I haven't dated
Wow.
as a grown man, I haven't dated any others. But what I will say is I've definitely noticed a difference in the mentality and the behaviors of black women who had a father in the home versus the ones that didn't.
Yeah.
Completely different mentalities.
What about the ones
Those
who
who had
didn't
a
have a
decent
father in the
father in the
home,
home.
but they're healed?
Say it again.
What about the ones who didn't have a father in the home, but they're healed, though? Have you ever
Well,
experienced that?
I'm not sure if I
Possibly.
met one of those.
You said, but they're healed?
Yeah, they've healed from that trauma.
Well, that would be good. But usually it takes time to heal. It's just like when you date a 20-year-old black man, it ain't the same thing as dating a 40-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think I'm just starting to meet them type of men.
Yeah. I
I
think as we
kind
get
of
older, I start to meet a lot more too.
More
kind
mature.
of want to go back to somebody said that black women have to be tougher than white women. I don't think we're tougher than white women. I think what it is white women are very passive aggressive. So they get
That
you
could
to
be
do what
true.
they want you to do in a very passive aggressive way. So they just do it differently. So, and I've learned that in the
Quieter.
workplace, big time.
A little bit more quieter.
Right.
Yeah, they're quieter about it.
They do things more underhanded. They real sneaky. They
I
real
see
stab you in
that.
your
Baby,
back.
Yeah, I believe that.
baby.
They real stab you in your back. A black woman will let you know you're gonna get fucked up.
I
A white
believe
woman will
that.
go, "Okay, honey, it's fine." And then before you
Uh,
know it,
black
your
women
fucking
will
shoes, your
imply
shirt,
black
your
women
head
will
cooking.
imply you about to get messed up. You just gotta be. You can't be a dumb dude. If you're a dumb dude, you're gonna miss it. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Murphy had that joke, like he talking about he went off on his woman and he slapped her. Wow, shut up. He was like, she didn't even get mad. She was like, okay, I deserve that. Why don't you go take a nap? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a dumb dude, it'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap, baby. Then he go get toe up. You know what I'm saying? But the smart dude would be like, go take a nap. What you about to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm gonna get up out of here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white ones, boy, you know what I'm saying? Did they get you? Mess around, leave your credit score 200 points lower.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When they
But I
get you,
will
they get you
say
where it
this:
hurt.
like I've dated an other now because I've never dated another throughout my life,
Mm-hmm.
and you always hear this shit like they real submissive, they all this and all that shit. There's some truth to it from my experience, and I didn't know
You
that.
say
You
what's
know,
no
being
truth?
going,
I'm sorry, what's no truth to it? I'm
He said
I
sorry.
there
said
is
Can you
some
repeat
truth.
that?
there was some truth to it,
Oh, to what?
and my
Mm-hmm.
dating the other with them being like more submissive, more supportive, you know.
Mm.
And it could just be that
Maybe you're just dating the
person.
wrong
I
one.
ain't had there's not a lot of shit to compare it to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna disagree with
I'm like,
supportive.
maybe you're dating the wrong one
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
know a lot of black women that are
Maybe
very
supportive.
supportive.
Because
Maybe supportive
very,
more.
very supportive. Like, if anything, like you said,
Yeah,
mostly every person that pushed you was a black woman. Like,
yeah,
rather they in a relationship with you or just a woman that knows you, like that. I think that's just kind of the way we
yeah.
move. So
Now supportive the wrong word. Maybe
I knew it
supportive
was
is
you.
better
And
than
nobody else
I
told
would
me.
say, coming off loving.
yeah, coming off maybe supportive. Like
I don't know.
sometimes
What y'all getting
sometimes
at kind of sounds like kind of what the cliche is. Like a lot of times it seems like, and this is just my opinion, that black women just view black men as somebody they have to take care of and raise,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Black women traditionally have already raised boys by themselves, so they already look at you going in like, this is another man I gotta raise. Like,
That could be true.
there was a video of a girl talking about all the things they had that as a Black woman we got to do for Black men. We got to teach them how to do everything. We got to teach them how to wash their dick. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, they got dudes that don't know how to wash their dick.
Like, but they really do, though. At 40 years old, have some men that do not have their hygiene together. So yeah, there's some truth to that, and you wouldn't know because you ain't, messing with other men. You gotta be like, hey.
Right.
I ain't never in my life had to teach nobody to wash his dick.
Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I haven't either. But this one woman that you used to live with her,
I've heard
and that I know.
Her, yeah.
Oh yeah, and you remember she's told you firsthand.
But she wasn't a white woman though. But she wasn't a white woman. He wasn't a Black man. You missed what Tim said. He said that there was a woman that said, as a Black woman, the things we have to teach Black men, like she even said, you have to teach him how to wash. But he wasn't Black,
his
right?
own dick. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Oh,
yes, he was.
That's
yes,
wild.
He was a Black man who made over 6 figures from Compton, and he did not know how to wash himself properly.
That don't make no goddamn sense. I'm sorry, I had to say that one.
That's wild.
And she had to literally. She was like, I refuse to give him a fellatio because he stank. He don't know how to clean up under there.
Hold on, y'all. Anybody watching that wants to chime in and give your opinion, I'm gonna put a link in the comments right now. So
yeah, so
y'all can jump in.
She said that that got to a point where she was like, because she said that when he would wash himself, he'd be all sticky and musty. So she had to literally get in the shower with him and show him how to wash himself if he thought he was going to get some hair from her. And this was a man that was well over 35 years old. So he also had a mother that really wasn't shit though.
Are women really going that far to be with a man that makes 6 figures?
Yeah, I know. I never had that.
Man.
Hey, it's my job to keep it controversial. You know what I mean?
Hey, but I mean, let's be honest. We living in that day and age where
my thing is though, but you guys go ahead.
I'm about to say these women, depending on what they looking for, will do a little of anything strange for some change.
But you guys watch Kevin Samuels. What Kevin Samuels say? It ain't that many Black men that's making that kind of money. So therefore, yeah, they are going that far. Yes. But my thing is,
I never watched Kevin Samuels.
I have a question though. Was he like? Did he have like was he not circumcised or something? That's why she had to teach him. I'm just curious.
No, Tamla. He was circumcised. He just was not washing his dick. He didn't know how to wash his motherfucking dick. Okay? The nigga can calculate extra calculations and stocks in his motherfucking head, but he couldn't wash his dick. Okay?
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
He can give you some quantitative analysis, but he could not keep them balls crisp.
Gotcha.
What up, Percy?
What's up? I just want to know what's going on.
Hi, Percy. How are you?
What's up? I just want to know, is it that he couldn't do it or that he didn't want to do it so that she'll do it?
Maybe. That's a good.
Well, this is the thing. Let me change the verbiage. He was getting in the shower and swearing that he was fucking cleaning himself, and she was like, "You not cleaning yourself."
Would she go down on him and it was schmegma?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Look at your face.
So,
because I'm like, that gotta be rough.
Percy, you said ain't nothing wrong with salty nuts.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100. I had some salty nuts before and got them head. I just want to see if she'll do it.
Ew. Wow.
Hey, no. There are hold on. There are some women, because when I was young, I dated a girl that she liked that. Like when I went out and would play basketball or
She
whatever.
liked the salty nut.
And came back and you smell like, because to her, I smell like a man. Oh, you smell like a man. You know, that was just her.
That's something different. No, that's something different. That's pheromones. She was telling your pheromones. Because my ex-boyfriend, literally, he would go to the gym and he come back, he would sweat. And I would be like, I'd hug him. And he'd be like, oh, no, I'm sweaty. And I'd be like, but you smell fine to me. And he thought he was funky. And I'm like, but you smell good to me. That's pheromones. That's something different. But just dirty, nasty, nah. You just been sitting at home in your nut juice? No, we're not. No.
You talking about
okay? That makes sense because I have some women like that.
You be like, well, you had your dick out.
That's something different.
Like, what's that smell? Crazy. You get your dick out of something, man.
Experience, bro. You already know.
What about you? Have you dated a lot? What is your experience with like dating other ethnicities? Tim is over there dying over there. He's like dying.
Man, y'all don't have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm telling the truth. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. That's what makes it more funny.
Tim's over there dying. It looks funny.
Oh man.
Well, I haven't had no experience like with like other races as far as dating or nothing like that. But I feel that it's a lot of difference between as far as like how they're raised and the things that they have to deal with just culturally.
Right.
That's makes a lot of difference. But I'm just saying, a woman scoring gonna be a woman scoring no matter what race she's from. So
I feel it. I feel that.
Now, what he said
Sorry,
also
I was just adding the amen to your sermon.
Me and Janelle talked about kind of what he said before, like their upbringing. It's like, are black women really raised to think that they're gonna have to take care of men? Because I've heard Val say it, and I've heard a lot of other women say that their fear in dating is that I'm not gonna take care of a man. So it's like, I'm not doing that again. I've been there, done that. So is there a cultural?
I ain't never been there and done that. So
maybe
that's my problem. That's maybe
I'm saying, is there the possibility of a cultural element being there that kind of puts black men and black women at odds just naturally that way? Like, I think so. From the gate, just meeting a woman, are we not even given the surface level respect from the beginning?
Well, it's already a wall there, bro. I'm gonna be 100. You know what I mean? It's always because like a lot of times people gonna look at their mama, look at their aunties, look at their cousins, look at their sisters, and see what they went through, or like how, like especially if in the same house, like you'll notice how the mom would tell the daughter something different from what she'll tell the male. So it is like I'm not sure if they have that same type of dynamic in other cultures, because I'm not involved with other cultures, but I know as far as like how the Afro-American is raised in some families, I'm gonna say all, but in some families, like the dynamic is where it's like, okay, the woman is pretty much preparing herself not to be supported by a male, even though she wants him to support her. So when she finds a man that can't support her, she's not willing to submit because she has already been conditioned.
She already got her own program. That sounds familiar, Val? She already got her
own
program.
But I think sometimes people think of submission as a bad thing, and people don't know the real definition of what submission is, first of all. Because it's not like you just have all the power over me. That's not what submission is.
Never that. It's about compromise. It's about being the yin and the yang. Where I'm weak, you're strong. Where I'm strong, you're weak.
Yes. And it's funny, in my relationship, I totally had that. I was like, okay, you like to cook, you got that, bro. You got that. You can cook.
You like to cook, I like to eat.
But look,
exactly. So it works.
So what about the scenario where, like I was saying, like black women tend to be strong, and that's been a word all of us have said, like that's kind of a cliche stereotype. Just in a situation where the woman is already feeling that she has to be strong, the possibility of her being vulnerable isn't easily done.
Never, because she's not raised to be vulnerable.
You know what's funny though? I'm gonna tell you this. You know what's funny? I wasn't raised to be vulnerable either, but let me tell you this. It's just funny. It's just something that was innate in me. That's just very feminine and very like, I don't know. Maybe it's just my naivety, or I don't know. I've never had the issue of like anybody telling me, "Oh, you got too much masculine energy," or "You got too much." You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And I was raised by a woman, a single mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, but just because you're raised by a single mom, that doesn't mean that your mother didn't instill certain type of behaviors in you.
Apparently,
you know, it's like
she did. Apparently, she did. Then I guess, because to me, she's like, to me, my mother has a lot of masculine energy. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with it.
Very much so. But whereas like with me, it's polar opposite. I was raised to be very, very independent, very strong. My father was very, very adamant about that. Very much so. I spent a lot of time with my daddy doing a whole bunch of shit. Like I was his first son before he had his son.
Right.
That's real.
But see, that element right there is different though, because you learned it from your father, and it wasn't a lesson being taught from your mother, which is the typical stereotype or the cliche.
No, my father was the one that always was like, you need to make sure that you can take care of yourself. You need to make sure you're independent. You need to make sure that you're never in a situation where a man can treat you any kind of way because he holds all the financial bearing over your head. My dad was the one that pressed that hard on me to make sure that I could take care of myself. But the reason why he went so hard on me with that is because of cultural reasons, because he come from a culture where women are property. He come from a country where women are property.
Well,
like he told me.
Or, kind of property though.
Like, no. Literal property. If I go to Belize right now, whatever man I'm with, I belong to him.
I need to get down there.
But you know what?
No, seriously.
I think a lot of cultures have that same.
Exactly. And that's what my daddy always would tell me. My daddy would say the only place where y'all got rights is America. Everywhere else, you are property. And for him, he's my dad. Yeah, anywhere else. Anywhere else in the United, except outside of the United States, he has said, he's like, women are property in these other countries.
In the United States, it seems like
women were property here too. But no,
but I'm saying, but he's saying, but right.
Wait, who said they need to get down there?
Percy.
Percy. Why you want a woman to be your property?
What do you mean? I'm not saying like property, like as far as like.
That's what she said. You said I want.
Yeah, no, I mean like property. Like my daddy told me, he was like, we was back home and I didn't want you to have no more than a second grade education. You can't get no more than a second grade education because I'm your daddy and you can't do nothing without my say so. He was like, if I was to die and your brother was 3 years old and you 17, your brother could trade you for some milk because he have a penis. Like, he was like, it's those type of values and culture that he grew up with where he like, you here in America, that's the reason why my mom is American.
That sounds like there's a lot of Arab cultures like that too. Like I forget if it's Iraq or Iran, but it's like in order for a woman to be outside at night, she has to have a man with her. So like if a woman had to run to the store, if she carried her 3-year-old or 3-month-old son, it's allowed within the law because she has a man with her.
Because she has a man with her. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so for me, I think that's why they was pressed so hard on me because of the culture and the things that my father seen growing up, where he was like, like he always was telling me too, like, it's the reason why your mama's American. And now I'm always like, thank you, Dad. But it's real talk, because culture is everything. And
culture is everything. I think that's just how you raise. I mean, if you raised with a daddy and.
But like I said, but I was raised like that because of his culture, because of how he was raised. He was like, oh, hell nah, not for you.
Okay.
No.
Check this out now. So with that being said, that you guys, you and Tam both said that y'all were raised to be like in a position to where you to not be in a position to where a man has all the control and power over you. With that being said, where does the argument of not going half and it's a man's job to provide and protect come into play? Because if you're trained to say, well, I don't really need you, then it's like, but if I deal with somebody, like, I'm not saying you guys, I'm just saying in general, the argument is made like, well, if a man want to go half, he's not running nothing because he ain't a man. If I got to go half with a man, he's not a man. But
well, my dad didn't kind of train. My dad didn't train me to say I didn't need you, because honestly, when my father took care of it in a very traditional relationship, she did rely on him, but she got
is she breaking up for anybody else or just me?
Oh, she's breaking up for me too. I didn't hear nothing.
Hold on.
I didn't hear anything.
You still whatever area, if you moved from wherever you were.
Yeah, you breaking up. Nobody can understand you.
You need to check your Wi-Fi.
Hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
All right, hold on, guys. But you guys can continue the conversation.
No.
Do you guys do you guys believe that any type of sexism or reverse role playing or the lack of defined roles takes a part in chivalry dying or not dying?
What do you mean by what do you mean?
Like defined roles, like gender
roles, like this is what women should be doing, this is what men should be doing, and now that role reversal has happened in feminism and all of these changes on the way that the traditional family was looked at. Yeah, all that takes a part on killing chivalry. Absolutely.
I agree.
Excuse me, absolutely. I mean,
I feel like this. Yeah, chivalry not going to happen because you're not going to wear the pants and expect to get treated like you got a dress on. It's not going
to happen. But I don't necessarily even think that you have to be treated like you have a dress on. Like,
you know what I mean. It's no way I'm gonna treat you like you're my queen when you try to be the king. It's like it's kind of hard.
But I
it's like
chivalry ain't all the way dead because we gonna be chivalrous to somebody. It just we ain't gonna be chivalrous to everybody. But every man find that one that he gonna be chivalrous to.
But it seems like y'all want to be chivalrous to these damsels in distress.
Can you guys hear me?
That's probably true.
Yeah,
that's
we hear you now, Tam.
And you know what, Val? That's probably true because we
because as men we want to feel needed.
We want to feel
needed. But then what does that do for the black woman if you've already threw us in this category where we quote unquote so strong? Because then it's like, well, y'all don't need us, so why even try?
No, it's because it depends on certain black women will have that mentality. And those are the ones that we probably, will pass up on when they have that, oh, I don't need a man mentality. But it's in a man's nature to feel, needed. And if they make us feel needed, I've heard several women say, well, I don't need a man, I want a man. I'm not going to act like I don't need a woman in my life. You know what I'm saying? Do I want one? Yeah. Do I need one to survive? No. But there's other things that a woman is needed for in a man's life.
Right.
But aren't you doing the same thing by saying, I don't need a woman, I just want one? Huh?
No, he said he needs a woman. No, he said he needs a woman. He's not going to say he doesn't need a woman.
No, Tammy
I
is
thought
talking
he.
about how earlier I mentioned how there are women that say, like in that group I was talking about, that we're both men, how they
Yeah.
say, I don't need a man, I want a man, but I don't need.
Right.
Mhm.
But Meech is saying I need a
Oh, okay.
woman and I
I
want a
thought he
woman.
said. Oh, I thought he said I don't need a woman. I want a woman. I thought he said that. Sorry, my mistake.
No, no, no.
No,
No, I need one.
no.
I'm saying I don't need one to survive, but there's other things that I need a woman for.
4. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
think that most women who say that they don't need a man, they want one. I think that a lot of them are delusional to know you need a man for certain things. You may not need one to survive because you're independent financially. So you may not need one to survive financially, but there's other things that a man, can provide for you.
A big issue
Mm-hmm.
with that though too, when you bring up finances, that as men, all four of us will agree that as men, we are defined and valued by the what we earn. So if you come across a woman that earns more than you, they kind of treat you a certain kind of way, because in her eyes, they don't necessarily see you as a man, because I make more money than you and I'm a woman. Like,
Well, who made up the rules
what
that
can you
men
do?
are
What can you do
protectors
for
and
me?
providers?
What can you do
Wait.
for
Unnecessarily.
me?
Who made up the rules in this patriarchal society? Who made up the rules that men are providers and protectors? Right?
Women, women made
Well,
that up.
it ain't.
Women
It
did
ain't.
not make that up. Men made that up. What are you talking
It
about?
ain't.
This is a
Listen.
patriarchal society.
Listen. Before the system that you're talking about was even put in place, women depended on men to be hunters and protect them from the wolf and all of that type of stuff, because naturally men were just bigger than women. But right now, out of the three men, out of all four guys on here, I'm the smallest dude. We don't live in a society that to where I have to be in a position to where I can fight a wolf. I can be a slender guy and all of that, and still have my masculinity. But and right now, women, y'all going through. I don't know what y'all dealing with right now with this builder body, y'all. I think y'all.
He
I don't
said
even
he don't know what we going through.
like builder body is not even about femininity. It's like not even realistic looking at all.
It's a weaves, man.
I mean, that's not women. You can't put all women into that category. That is something, but you guys look at that.
Who
Y'all
did we
like
lose
that.
this man?
You know
Who did
how
we lose
okay,
this man?
I'm just saying. Oh, we lost Chanel, I think.
Yeah.
To go back to
But
what
I'm
Tim
like,
was saying,
y'all look at that
to,
though. I mean, you know how many people smash Kim Kardashian every day. You know that booty looks crazy, like
They do
dumb.
that for clout.
And
They
they
do that for
still
clout.
want to
yeah,
smash her.
I think that's for clout though, like Tim said. But to go back to what Tim was saying about protecting and all of that stuff. So just like Tim was saying how he's small and he doesn't need to have this big body to fight off lions and tigers and all of that. Women here in first world countries benefit from that same thing. So they don't necessarily need men to they don't necessarily need a man relationship wise to provide these different things, protections and all of that stuff. But they still need men in general
Yes, we
because
do. We still want
when
you
you're
guys to protect us. Yes, we do.
but
Because
listen to the
in the
words you
middle of
said.
the
You said
night,
want.
if someone breaks into my house in the
You
middle
said
of the
want
night,
though.
I'm not getting up with the gun. My man better get up with the gun.
You said want, but I'm not speaking for you. I'm talking about women in
Okay.
general in
Okay.
first world countries like this. They don't necessarily need a man to provide some of those protections and all of that stuff because you can call the fire department, you can call the police department, and then a man will come out to you. Where in third world countries and all of that stuff, they kind of still need that structure.
Mhm. No, I want one in
So
my
over
bed.
here it's
So
different.
when the killer comes in to get me, he could get out with the gun and kill the killer. There.
Mm.
Or both of y'all get killed.
We gonna kill that nigga
No, my man,
together.
I ain't gonna have no punk. No, I ain't gonna have no punk ass man.
It ain't about being a
You're gonna be
punk.
like, baby, stay right here, and he gonna come and get you, and I'm gonna sneak up behind you.
he better be
Decoy.
Yeah.
he better be doing some military tactics. He better be he better
It,
get the
it
killer.
ain't about being a punk if John Wick is the one who broke up in your
I'm
house.
just
Right.
I understand, but why would John Wick want to roll up in my house?
You know what I mean? A person like that.
I
Yeah, he just
understand.
talking
I'm
about a person
smiling.
that's just off their rockers to where
I understand.
they sniff gunpowder for
But
fun.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
exactly.
I understand. But what I'm saying is, I would prefer my man to have a gun at the nightstand, not me like, oh shit, let me protect us all. Like, come on, what kind of shit is that?
That's you be holding the gun like this, huh?
She better
No,
be like
I'm
the
gonna hold
ball
it.
lady from
I'm from South. No, I'm from South Central. I'm gonna think you're supposed to hold it to the side. You know how like they used to do the drive-bys back in the day.
The least accurate way.
Right, right,
You're pointing at the ground, huh? Like what you?
right. What's up,
No,
fool? You in
when
my
you're holding it
house,
from the
fool?
side like this, it's
Yeah,
like super inaccurate.
yeah,
That's how
Right,
kids get shot. They wasn't even meant to get hit.
yeah.
right. So my thing is, I want my man to be that person. So yes, I do need my man to be the protector.
yeah.
And I need him to be the provider as well because I don't want and see. And when we talk about being a provider, let's talk about. I don't have the power struggle with the man as far as like who makes the most money, who pays this, who pays that. No, I'm not doing that. I'll be like, baby, you got it, and that's just how it is.
Now, like my on the last show when my sister got in, she made the point that
Your
being
sister
that
made
she
some great points. I'm
where
sorry.
she made the where she made the point was saying like, well, being older now and dating guys, like now men are asking like, what do you bring to the table? Because they're in a point to where they're like, well, I've been married, all my kids are grown, I got my own
Mhm.
house, I got all of
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
So what is really the benefit of it? Don't even matter if
Of
you make more money or less
being
money.
with you as a woman.
But
I mean, I
but
bring
his
something to the table.
no. But his point, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. His point was like, well, it ain't about how much money. It's not a power struggle as far as money goes because he's self sufficient on his own, and that's
Right,
an
but
argument.
it
That's an
can. But my
argument that I
thing
used to
is
make all
this:
the time.
with men, in my experience, with men, you cannot. I just don't want anybody. It's just with men. It's a power struggle if the woman is the breadwinner. I'm sorry, and I'm not. That's
It's a
not a power
psychological
struggle I
thing.
want to sign up for. Yeah, and that's something I don't want to sign up for.
I definitely feel like it's a psychological thing because if if you in a hypothetical scenario, there's a guy.
Mhm.
He works a regular job. He owns his
Mhm.
house. It's not the biggest house. It's a little
Mhm.
1,300-foot house, but he owns it. It's his. He got a decent car and all of that, and he's sustaining himself alone.
I mean, shit, he owns the house. He's already got me there. No,
But but that's what I'm
no,
saying.
but God.
But when you put it into perspective, overall,
Mhm.
you make a significantly amount of more money than he does. Like what
Okay.
what you throw money away on, he doesn't necessarily because he doesn't have that freedom. Now, dealing with that man, he's already self-sufficient. So would dating and dealing with this man be solely based on him
No,
being a financial
and
burden, or would it be about
I'm
who he
gonna
is
say
as
no,
a person?
and I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna say no because I feel like if you are better than me at something, like even you're a great saver because we talked about that too. You're a great saver. You could help me out. You know what I'm saying? You have a home. You have this. And these are things that, I don't have a home. I mean, a own home that I own. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you can give me some good pointers. So that's great. But I feel like I
But
don't
as
want to
far
be.
no, so what I'm saying
When I
is
talk about the power struggle, I talk about someone that's okay. Say I don't know. uh, Say I'm making 100 grand, and say he's making 50. That's a power struggle because sometimes he may have a kid, he may got stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, I want to go here, I want to do this, and he can't do any of that stuff. That's a power struggle because
How is
he's
that a
gonna
power
feel
struggle?
less than if he can't even do
Not
that
necessarily.
stuff with me.
Not necessarily because what I hear is that you guys have a combined of 150,000. Not I have 100,000. He has 50,000. That's where
Well, that's
that type
marriage.
of dynamic
No,
comes
that's
in.
in a marriage we have a combined of 150,000. If we just dating, no, I got 100 and you got 50.
Okay. But
But regardless of the
if we're
legality,
dating, it shouldn't matter though. It
yeah,
still shouldn't matter.
I mean, it
if the
still should
households are
matter because
combined,
what if I want to go? Okay, what if I want to do something like I'm doing now? I'm in Hawaii right now. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm like, I'm in Hawaii, and I'm like, I want to go to Hawaii. He can't. That's a little bit of a
What do you mean
struggle,
you
and that's
can't?
gonna make him
why
feel.
can't he?
That's gonna make
What do
him
you
feel
mean you
some
can't?
kind of way.
Well,
Now
why
see,
It
can't he
depends
go?
on what he's going on,
see
what he
like
got
how
going on with his money.
it's impromptu. It's
What do you
impromptu.
mean going on with his money? Like how you
If he only making 50,
if y'all
okay,
are
if
together,
dude is only making 50 grand, if dude is only making 50 grand,
oh
and he
man,
got a
Hold
home,
on.
no,
Let her talk, Pete.
and he pays a mortgage, right? Say he pay a mortgage. I don't pay a mortgage, I rent. So just say he pays a mortgage, and he got a kid, maybe stuff like that. He's not gonna be able to do that kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying.
That
He's
sounds like
not.
a difference in priorities.
major.
I mean, it's that too, but
Because that's part of the reason why I never travel. Travel is not cheap. I just had different priorities.
well, yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need to find someone with my priorities, and because I just feel
But then
like what.
but then so where's the I'm saying
Look,
the
Percy, don't
generational wealth
me.
being
No,
built?
this way.
So where's the
Say what?
generational wealth being built?
Facts.
You're right, but no. I'm talking about a boyfriend. I build
It
generational
doesn't
wealth
matter.
with my husband. No. I build generational
But
wealth with
here's
my husband, not my boyfriend, sir.
but
It's your
here's the
boyfriend.
thing.
That's where the dynamic comes in at. Because if you want that boyfriend to become your husband, you never talk about that until you're like, oh,
But
we're married. Now we're
we're
building it.
gonna talk. No, we're gonna talk about it, but we're not gonna be like let's share all our stuff together
Yeah, that's
as
like
a
that
boyfriend.
Sinbad joke. So Sinbad got a joke that say,
Where the heck is Valine right now?
Sinbad got
We don't
a
want to
joke
hear
to
it.
where he says,
Yes, we do.
you go out on a date with a woman and she doing all of this, she making you feel like you the man and you the world, like you be like, hey baby, let's go to the movies. As long as I'm with you, baby, that's all I want. Okay. You go to the movies, want some popcorn, baby. No, I just sucked the butter off your fingertips. He's like, okay, cool. Oh, girl, it's just
You so silly.
So Sinbad say, so you go stand in front of that judge and that preacher and you say, I do. And then she looks up and says, I do. But some things got to change around here.
Yeah, exactly.
No. That's never. No. That's not what I'm about. That's null and void. I will have these conversations way before I marry somebody.
All right, check this out.
We will have these conversations way before I
Check
marry.
this out. So
What?
let's say everything is reversed. I have the 100,000. You have the 50. I want to go to Hawaii.
Okay.
And you can't.
Okay.
And you can't.
Okay. Well, this is how it goes. Usually, like
real?
I said,
For real?
excuse me. You ain't even let me say what
For
I'm
real?
gonna say.
For real?
Because
Nah, because
it's already a gotcha. It's already a gotcha.
for real?
It's
Stop
not
it.
a gotcha.
I already know where this
Stop
is
it.
going.
Stop
It's not
it.
a gotcha. Men
It's a
want to
stop
be
it
the
though.
providers, right? Men are the providers, right?
Get up out of here.
So
Cut it out.
therefore,
Cut it out. Cut it out.
right. That's
Cut
fine.
it out.
Hold on, Pete.
That's fine.
Go ahead, make your point.
No, I'm done. He told me to cut it out.
Well, okay, so let me ask you, was your point basically that he pays for the trip?
No, my point is this. My point is this. If he wants to pay for the trip, cool. Because men like to do those things, don't you guys? Or no?
No, we don't.
You don't?
Hell no. No, we don't.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
I thought men like to pay for trips.
I ain't paying for nothing.
I've yet to meet a dude who likes to pay for it. He may do it because he's expecting to clap some cheeks, but I wouldn't say that he likes it.
Okay.
I like busting nuts. I don't like spending
of
money
what
like
men do
Mm-hmm.
is to impress women and clap the cheeks. Men don't go get expensive cars.
So he's gonna so he wanna clap.
They
so
get
he's gonna clap
expensive
these.
cars
So he's
because they
gonna
know
pay for
women
this
like
trip.
expensive cars, and he can
All
clap.
right. So he's gonna pay for this trip because he wanna clap these cheeks, right? In paradise on the balcony.
Side note, that's prostitution, but carry on.
But is that true? Is that true or not? Is that true or not?
Is what true?
But I'm just
that he's gonna pay for the trip to clap the cheeks.
No, but you just said men do things to clap them cheeks. So y'all always paying for pussy. Then if that's the case, you just said that. You just said that, not me.
It's been going on for thousands of years.
Okay, then we all hoes, and y'all all
now look.
then. I mean, if that's the case.
That's actually correct, because how as men, when we talk in private, we'll all can agree that men will be like, oh, it's a trip how girls be like, oh, you gotta take you just want me to give it up for nothing, you ain't take me out, we didn't even do nothing, you ain't did it. So
well, I never said that, but okay.
Well, no, but the whole consensus is like, taking a woman out on dates consistently and all of this is basically putting the coochie on layaway.
Well, if that's the case, then what you guys are saying pretty much is women are all hoes and y'all all tricks.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's been that way for thousands of years.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess. Well, whatever. It is what it is then. So I guess I'm not far off from my train of thought.
But the issue is how everything has switched up in the recent 30 years or so. How everything has switched. Women operate with a much more masculine energy than they did before. Right. So now you got men that's going to pull back like, dude, why am I doing this?
Yeah. And then there's two sides to that pendulum.
Sometimes women, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I was saying is that pendulum swings both ways, because there are a group of men that pull away from it because they want a woman that's feminine, and then there's the men that take advantage of it because it's like, cool, this is easy coochie. They out here trying to be like men, I've heard women say, oh, you see him, I fucked him before, like a notch on her belt. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's a notch on her belt. Like, oh, I fucked that nigga before. It was all right. You know, like what? Mm.
So I've had some aggressive women when it come to that. Like literally text messages like, "Hey, I need that." Never did it before. Like we had never been intimate before, and that's how they came at me.
So did you give it to him? That's my question.
I'm a dude. You know what I'm saying? Rubber was burning. What you talking about?
I was like, address there before she hit sand and shit.
Yeah, exactly. My reply was address ? You know what I'm saying? And I'm on the way.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm much more selective now, though. I'm way
I never called no dude and said, "Let me get that." I'm a little more cute with my shit. Like, hey, you wanna hang out?
I mean, in so many words, that's what they said. But I have had it where they said it just like that almost. But in so many words,
their little cute ways of saying stuff like "come over and let me sit on it" and stuff.
Nah, here it is, right here. I'm hungry. Can we go out to eat?
That's the ones that you meet. You know what, Percy? Them the women that you meet that be saying that shit. I'm hungry.
Never said that before.
Can I go out to eat? I
never said it before.
No.
So you never take me out to eat before? You never?
No. I've had men offer to take me out to eat. No.
That's it?
I take myself out to eat. Because if I want something, I go. I don't have time. No, baby. I just pay for it. And I'm not even trying to be braggy, but I just paid for $115 meal by myself the other day. So no. If I want it, I'm gonna get it. Oh, this steak. It's like a steak for two. It was really good. It was like a side of freaking beef. It wasn't even no steak. It was like a side of cow. Like, and he was like,
so basically a Flintstone Brontosaurus burger.
Pretty much. It was huge.
How much of it did you eat?
And Valiant and I actually split it, so it was actually a $200 and something meal. Yeah.
Speaking of Val, Val on the phone, she left you hanging.
I don't know. Where is Val and Janelle are gone? I don't know where they are. But no, we already talked about this earlier. We already talked about this earlier. I'm way, way past using dudes for like meals. Like, get out of here. I could buy my own meal. I got my own drink.
So you're past using dudes for meals, as in you've done it before, or you're saying that?
I'm not gonna lie. Yes, when I was in my 20s, yes, I'd be like, "Ooh, I want to go to that one restaurant." But it will always be older men. It would be like I'll be like 22, and it'd be like that 30-year-old dude. Like, oh
She
yeah,
talking about
you know
the
what? Let
era
me call
before
up Bob.
Viagra.
Let me
See,
call up Bob.
that's the era before Viagra. See, Viagra came and now Grandpa want to smash. Now.
No,
exactly.
first of all, at 30 you are not Grandpa. Come on now, y'all know at 30 you ain't
At
Grandpa.
30, that's when they start acting different. That's
It may act different, but it ain't Grandpa. But yeah, of course, I've been like, okay, I've been.
That's why
I want to
men
go
get
out to
depressed
this
at
place.
30.
But you get older and you're like, it's not even worth that. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend I like a person for no damn food. That don't make no sense.
Well, now I mean we're at the age now where we don't want to waste time. But back in the day, and that's why so many of us as men.
I stopped doing that even in my early 30s. So I stopped that shit. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But that's why so many of us as men in this age, we move different because of the BS that we had to put up with when we was younger.
Yep.
Right.
Facts.
I mean,
that's why we move different now. That's why we, like we're more guarded and all of that stuff. When women do, like I stopped talking to a chick one day because she offered, she's the one who recommended us to go to dinner. And when we go, the bill comes. You know what I'm saying? I pay because that's normally what I do. But it's like, dude, you the one who recommended this. Done. Like, I will never see you again.
It was an $800 bill.
No, dude, it was freaking Denny's, but it was the principle.
I'm confused.
It was literally like a $25 bill. You know what I'm saying?
Problem?
But it was the principle of the thing, though. It's like,
so you wanted me $25 bill, and you said she was too cheap, and so you like stopped talking to her.
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, you want to use me to get you a freaking chicken fried steak from Denny's? Like, is that what the deal is? Like, it wasn't the money at all. It was just the principle. Like, dude, why would you invite me on this thing? And at least let me be like, no. At least let me be like, no, I got this.
Hey, sorry about that. Had to take a call.
I feel it.
Had she did that, had she offered and I was like, no, I got it, we would have been cool.
Okay, so how often? So you think she was really using you for a chicken fried steak?
No. It wasn't about her. It wasn't about me thinking that she was using me. It was the entitlement.
Oh, she felt you owed her a chicken fried steak.
No, it was just like, I'm a woman, so I'm entitled for you to pay for it.
Was it
you know what I'm saying? Because when there's been discussions, like okay, what does a woman bring to the table? And then they be like, my time. Like when it comes in the dating stage. Oh, you're getting my time. Like the man's not contributing time.
I am the table.
So I looked at it as that. Like, oh, so you just have this like entitlement mentality.
Let me make sure I get it clear. She invited you or she suggested y'all go out?
What's the difference?
She suggested they go out.
She
invited you?
She invited you like, hey, come with me. I'm going to get something to eat. Why don't you roll?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel that then.
Oh, wow.
Then she should have been prepared to pay.
There you go.
But my thing is, so
she invited you.
Like, well, he said it was principle.
Yeah, it was the principle.
And that's my thing, though. But like,
was that the first date?
Let's be very honest. But let's be very honest. If we're going out on a date and you invite this guy to go out on a date, why would you assume he's going to pay for the date?
That's the world we live in today.
Like, I wouldn't make that assumption. I wouldn't make that assumption. I mean, I've never asked no guy out on no date neither. Like, let's be clear. I went, oh, hey, check this out. I want to, it's not like that. Ain't no relationship. I don't care. But, like just dating somebody, I've never just been like, oh, I really find you attractive. Let me take you out. Like, no. Or, oh, let's go. Like, no, I would never suggest something and then think that they gonna pay. No.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, he said it was all principle.
Yeah, it was just the principle. It was just the principle of the game. Yeah, that $25 wasn't hitting any type of holes in my wallet. It was just like, dude, really?
But see, that goes into, like I was saying with that article, like does that type of stuff kill chivalry? Like that type of stuff leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It does.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I genuinely don't think that she was there just to get the freaking, I'm saying chicken fried steak because I know they serve those at Denny's, but I can't remember what she had. But I don't think that she was there.
No, it's just funny. The chicken fried steak comment is just funny.
Yeah, like I don't think she was there for that. I think that she was, I think she was genuinely interested, but that just, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I know us as men, like sometimes we'll do things that's just a turn off for y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for me, that was just a turn. It's like at least act like you reaching for your purse or something like that, like none.
Oh, do the reach. Oh, do the reach.
Like, give me the opportunity to be like,
she probably did it with an eyebrow up too. Like, let me see if he gonna go.
She probably did, right? She probably tried to get it wrong, and you probably just didn't do nothing.
Once they set that bill down, I left it there for a while too.
See, exactly. She couldn't do the reach. You messed her whole little shit up.
None of that. But I've been on dates. I've been on dates where women insisted that they pay also.
See?
Yeah, I have too. I've been on dates.
How do you guys feel about that then?
I mean, I'm cool with it. It was usually probably like the third, fourth date or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it, but I usually still be like, you sure? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can have it. And they like, no, you treated me, blah, blah, blah. I got you. I'm like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened to me too. And when it does happen, that makes me appreciate the woman more because I feel appreciated.
Exactly. Way more.
Mm. Okay.
Because it's like reassurance that you're here for me.
Right. That it's not just I'm here to get
it's like
fried steak.
It's like the man after he smashes, after he gets the draws, him keeping that same energy that it took to get the draws.
Right. I get it.
But it has nothing to do with going out to dinner. Like, come on.
It does.
It
you must have it does.
No, it does.
If after a few days she offers to pay, it reassures us that she's there for us and not the free meals.
I mean, that's true, but who the fuck is going out for free meals? And that's my point. When we talk about betting,
you're being naive because that's what they're saying. That's what a lot of women are doing.
No,
Tammy, as someone who admitted,
that's not naivety. That's betting people.
As someone who admitted that you did this, is this a surprise?
When I was 22, my nigga. Come on now.
Just because you retired.
But just because you was 22 don't mean that women at 40 ain't doing this, Tammy.
I understand.
That's what he's saying.
But it's vetting people. It's vetting people. It's called vetting people. That's what old girl talk about on that YouTuber. The YouTuber out. She talks about selectively breeding. It's called vetting people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, crazy.
So now it's called vetting people because
important black boys.
It is crazy.
Now it's called vetting people because you retired from it.
No, I'm not. I didn't say. First of all, I never said. Oh, you asked me, have I ever done it? I said yes, because I'm an honest person. Now, did I spend my whole 20s just going and eating dinner for free? No.
Okay, but you said who does that?
No, and
you
at your age and at our age.
Yes, a lot of people do that.
You fought a light,
but like Valine made the point.
How is everyone on this panel?
Tammy,
how does everyone on this panel?
Tammy, you were being. That's why I said you was naive. But that's why I said you were naive because it's a whole bunch of people our age that still do that.
I understand that, but
and
that's
older,
and older, and that's what they're saying.
There's a whole bunch of people that fuck for free. I mean, come on now, let's be real with it. That ain't got nothing to do with being naive. It's
fuck for free. Okay, so are we going back to prostitution?
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh my God!
You already called us all prostitutes.
No, I never said
Y'all
that.
already said women were prostitutes. No,
I never said that. You said that.
Nope, you said it's been happening since the beginning of time, and you said
No,
women
We were
are the
agreeing.
ones.
We
Men,
were
no,
agreeing
you
with what
said
you said,
men.
though. We were
You said
agreeing with what you
men.
said.
Nope, I agree with what y'all said. Y'all
No,
said
don't backpedal
men
now,
been
Sammy.
buying
Don't
and doing.
backpedal now.
Hey,
Don't backpedal
Jen
now.
can
Run the
replay this
tape
show.
back. Run the
You
tape
said
back.
Don't
you said
backpedal now. You said so. You said so. Basically, what you're saying is that all of us are hoes and all guys are tricks. And we
And
said,
y'all said
yeah,
yes.
and we said
Okay, so
yes.
what
We
you
agree.
mean?
No, we
So
said
you
we
but
agree
guys
with
agree?
you. We didn't
but
say that.
then listen to
We
what you
agree with
just said. You said so you supposed to fuck for free?
No,
That's your
no,
mentality as a woman.
no, that's not true. No. I said she just said a lot of people are doing this, and that. I said a lot of people are fucking for free. A lot of people are going out here and doing a lot of different stuff, but it's called vetting. A lot of people are out here, getting free meals. There's a lot of women out here getting BBLs,
me and
but
Val have had.
It's vetting.
Me and Val have had a number of long conversations where we talk about how, once as an individual you start to develop and mature yourself, then you start to look at the things that other people do and be like, it's baffling. And when you mature yourself and you start to gauge your level of maturity next to your peers, people your age, you start to recognize that just because people get older, they don't grow up.
That's true. But you also,
which is the point. They still 40-year-old women and then women in their 40s and late 30s and 40s that are out here standing by the bar.
We get that, but as you get older,
They got
understand
40-year-old
that.
women that go on dates to get them.
But as you
The
really get older,
difference is that where one chick was cool with a chicken fried steak with Denny's, now that she older, she like, oh no, I'm gonna go to Flint. She has a different set of standards.
I understand that, but as you get older too, you stop worrying about what other people are doing, and you don't give a shit about what that 40-year-old is doing over there. You worried about what you got going on. That's what you do as you get older and then more mature.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying that as we mature, because I matured a lot as a man. It's not that we're worrying about what other people are doing, but we are worrying about what's happening to us.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's called vetting, because, like, for me, for example, I don't sit up here. I've never in my life been like, "Oh, these dudes ain't shit." Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I say people play games and shit like that because they do. Because that's just in general. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are. A lot of people play dating games. But what I'm saying is, I don't just be out here. People do this, people do that. Da 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 da. It's because guess what? It's my vetting. So if I'm getting the same type of motherfuckers all the time, it's probably the people I'm choosing.
Well, there's a book. I ain't gonna pull up the book right now, but in the book it says that, I might have to pull it up, but basically, we are a reflection of whomever we deal with in our current state of development.
Thank you. Thank you. You proved my point.
So it's not necessarily a man's fault or a woman's fault. It's your own personal responsibility and accountability of self to understand that whomever you're dealing with in that moment is a reflection of who you are and how you've developed in that moment. So you can't look at, well, when I was 20, I dated dudes that wasn't shit. So now that you're 40, you're bitter and jaded and say all men ain't shit. Same with guys. You got done dirty by, you get done dirty by a female. You can't get older and be like, well, all females they all gold diggers or whatever. So there's
agreed. I completely agree.
There's that kryptonite that most people have, and to me personally, through my own personal journey, and Janelle and Val were witnesses of it, is that once I learned to own and live with self-accountability, that's when I really blossomed and became a person.
And that's what I was telling you too. When you and I had the conversation, you said, well, I had to go through this and that stage. I said, well, not necessarily. You didn't have to go through a stage where you were dogging women. You chose to go through that stage. You didn't have to do that. You chose that. You chose that.
No, and I said that I purposely chose individuals that You know,
that they
had crazy.
It ain't even that I purposely chose them. It's they were the ones willing to deal with what I was giving. So it had
right, but you were giving it on purpose.
So it really didn't have anything. It really didn't have anything to do with me, and it had more to do with them, because for me it was selfish. I was being selfish in the moment because I knew that I was putting myself in positions to where this was temporary, and I knew it was temporary, and the women that I were dealing with had to know it was temporary.
But that wasn't the only, and I get it, but that wasn't the only way that you could have dealt with it. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
that was not the only way
like I told you,
could have dealt with it.
Like I told you, the method that I chose was honesty. I wanted to prove that honesty was the worst policy. And when I say that, Meech, I mean like I was honest with no tact. like like I was dealing with I was dealing with a woman. She was great person, fun, funny. We laughed and giggled and all of that. But when it came time to smash, I was like, I can't smash because I think you're fat and I don't get hard. You don't make me get hard. Like literally, that's like literally what I said, almost verbatim.
And that's
like no,
no
tact.
Well, that's honest. So I don't know why you say it was the worst policy.
But no tact. See, it was no tact because I didn't factor in that.
You know, just said I'm not attracted to you. That's
right.
It. I like you as a man.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it was honesty was the word. That's why I said honesty was the worst policy, because I was being brutally honest. Like I was taking no one else's feelings into account but my own. But like I said, through my own personal accountability, I can say honestly that I did that because I was just dealing with me and was protecting myself from it. Was all about me and making myself feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never about, because like with one girl, you know, it went a certain way and she started feeling the type of way about herself, and Val talked to her on Instagram, and she kept it real with Val. Like, you know what, I can't even be mad at Tim, because Tim kept it real with me. He told me what it was. And I said, you know, I'm not, and because she was saying that she wasn't built that way. She's like, I'm not the type of woman that can just have casual sex. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I was cool with it. But that didn't stop her from desiring me. So she went through a whole little, and she told me she went through a whole back and forth with her head in her own head. Okay, he told you what it is. This is what it's about. If you're gonna do this, then you gotta create your own walls and barriers or whatever. And so she did. And when it ended, you know, like even Val will tell you, in when they talked in the inbox on Instagram, she was like, I can't be mad at Tim because Tim told me what it was from the jump. I was just honest. Brutal.
So honesty was not the worst policy. It was actually good because I mean, at least you understood that.
Not in the second case. In the first case, maybe, but not in the second one.
And that's what I'm saying. The first case is why I'm saying this, because I was like that with I was like that with all. It's like, but no, this in the second case, I didn't. Let me back it up and tell the other story. When I first met her, it's like we met in person. She was saying she thought I was handsome. And I was just like, you're not my type. And you know, I told her I wasn't attracted to her that way. But we had good rapport from talking on the phone and stuff like that. To where it was like, okay, we could just be homies and be cool. And you know, over time, you know, she would throw innuendos like, oh, you know, if you get lonely, you'd hit this. And I'm like, no, I was I would tell her I wouldn't fuck you with a fake dick in a bathtub full of bleach. Just for me to end up hitting you eventually anyway.
Okay, well, you were being rude for no reason, and you didn't have to be.
I was being honest. Like I had
you weren't being honest. You're being rude.
I had absolutely no. I'm telling you the truth. Val has seen the pictures of this girl, and
but you said, but didn't you just say you fucked her anyway?
You know, everybody has a low point that they hit.
That didn't mean you had to lick on her too, but you licked and hit it. So I'm not trying to hear that shit.
I want to know.
She just busted you out, and you.
I want to know who dick and what bleach you fucking her with.
Right.
I want to know too.
Who dick and what bathtub and where the bleach at?
And did you get sick when you licked it? Because she said you licked it. She put your business all out there.
Yeah, I know. And my wife is on here watching, so it's all.
Oh.
Reese face is like, man, I hate to be you, dog.
Sorry.
But that's here and over there, you know. That's
good God. That woman. That was yeah.
No, but that was during the time she and I were separated. You know, she did her thing.
Yeah.
What it is what it is.
Right.
But she said you didn't tell me that part.
She said you didn't tell her that part. Somebody's in trouble.
Where she say that at?
Oh, y'all can't see. I can see the Facebook comments from here.
Somebody's in trouble.
No, she said it's cool. We wasn't together.
Aww.
Y'all go
My
ahead.
bad.
Somebody trying to get in. I'm gonna let somebody else in right now.
My bad. Well, Tim said it didn't count. He said, you know what I'm saying? Just spread his fingers apart at the top a little bit.
And see,
his wife said it's okay. They weren't together.
He said he just spread the lips a little bit.
Palm sign.
You just spread the lips a little.
Palm sign.
Spread the lips a little bit. Just lick the top a little bit.
Palm sign.
Palm sign got you, bro.
Palm sign. Yep. Uncle Paulie.
It's all bad. Where John? He dropped. He had to go.
Yeah, John he working. You know that tax season started today.
That's right.
Oh, he did say he emailed me something.
Yeah, tax season started.
Okay, yeah, I see it right here.
But back to what I was saying though, is that even in that situation, when I'm telling her, like, you know, and you know, for her, it could have been a power thing, like he said all this XYZ, and still she ended up getting what she wanted. Because she wanted me to smash.
Yeah, for months he kept on saying, I ain't gonna touch that girl. I would never.
Yep. And then but see, what had happened is that the girls I was dealing with prior start falling
What had
off.
happened was
right.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
To get hot. Sometimes you get bothered.
The girls I was dealing with prior to her started falling off, and I needed an alternative to jacking off.
All of a sudden, she started looking like Beyonce, huh?
Nah.
No, he actually stopped having sex with her because one day he looked up in the mirror and saw himself and was traumatized.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said everybody hits a low in their life that makes them feel like, you know, like, is this what I've come?
I remember when he called me.
Like, it might as well be like equivalent of, like, I realized I was doing like heroin or something.
Like, you're doing a disservice to himself and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, he called me and told me about it.
Yeah, Val
you going through some shit, man. I don't think I ever had that experience.
Man,
I mean, I even tried to save him one night because he was like, Val, she coming over here. Just call me.
Y'all done had some ugh mugs before. Guys
and I was
are such
like,
liars when it comes to that.
Oh, I never said that. I never said I didn't have no hug mug. I'm talking about I ain't never had no experience like Tim.
Man.
That was interesting.
I was traumatized.
Like, bro.
Yeah, that was a very interesting experience. I even called one night because he was like, call me to make sure that I don't slip up. And I called him and he told me he was going to call me back. I said, you know what? I did my part.
When he called you,
I did my part.
To make you an accountability partner?
before she came over, he called me and he said she coming over here. I said, well, remember what you said. You talked all that shit. I said, you better stick to your guns. He said, okay. He said, well, call me. He said, call me to make sure, I don't fuck up. I said, all right, I got your back. You know what I'm saying? So come about 11:15, 11:30. I gave him a call. I said, hey, Tim. He said, Val, let me call you right back. I said, I did my part.
That's when he was spreading the lips apart.
Nigga like Pookie from New Jack.
That's what I was just like, just.
That's when he was spreading the lips apart.
So basically, you did because Kevin Samuels had a show called "Are You the Last Option Before Lotion?" So basically,
Plan Z.
Last option
Plan Z.
Yeah.
I call it Plan Z. That's what I always say there. Plan Z.
Wow, the last option before lotion. That is wow.
He had a show. He had a show titled "Last Option Before." Are you the last option before lotion? It's like wow.
That's rough.
Real talk. It's Astroglide for me. You already know. So I've selected the
Astroglide. I'm about to go look this shit up because I ain't never heard of Astroglide. No, sorry, freak. I do not know what Astroglide is.
Phenomenal stuff,
it's a lubricant.
I've never needed lubricant.
I mean, you don't, but if you have anal sex, you do.
Oh wow.
Okay. Well, I'm not getting fucked. Now that you're telling on yourself.
If your butt just
hey, Janelle, you listening?
I don't know.
Right. I'm like, shit, now you telling on yourself. I don't be doing anal sex.
You listening?
Come on, everybody on this panel, we're all adults here.
I know.
I live in a no judgment zone.
Good.
Mm-hmm. I'm just being honest.
Grown-ups do what grown-ups do.
Well, you asked me. I told you I didn't know what it was, and you like, oh, it's lube. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't ever have to use lube. I don't buy lube. I don't
either.
No.
But I mean, it exists. I'm sure you know it exists.
Us men need lube. We ain't trying to dry dog it.
No, yeah, I mean,
Man, I work a labor job. I ain't trying to cut myself up. Man.
You're trying to cut yourself up.
But needless to say, there's been times when I selected the Astroglide instead of having a warm body next to me.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's times when the Astroglide won.
Oh,
not trying to deal with the
issue. If you don't want to deal with that person,
hey P, don't even cap. I'm gonna go over there and grab it. I make love. 3 whole verses, baby.
Hey, whatever.
You say whatever.
It ain't nothing wrong with it, man. I'll rub it out and take my ass to sleep. I ain't gotta deal with nothing else.
Exactly. Because the reason why I chose that, I'll tell you why I chose that over that. Because I feel bad. I'm sitting there looking at him after we done, like, dude, you ain't got no place to be.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and
he like no emotional connection.
Yeah, I'm gonna be mature and go ahead and handle my business.
Meech put up the hand of reassurance, like, exactly.
That's because Timothy tried to make it seem like if he jack off too much, that his dick gonna fall off or he gonna get this disease where his balls swell up or whatnot, and something that he swear comes from masturbating.
Look, it's been scientifically proven that every time a person masturbates, it lowers their testosterone. So that's why when women play with toys and all of that, y'all be like, "Oh my god, it was so fun! Woo! That was the shit."
He said it's so fun.
And when dudes jack off, they be like, "Man, it's just when my life is gone." Then
right.
We feel that way sometimes too.
Hey, like girl
feels that way.
Like, dude, I will stop like right in the middle. Didn't even finish or nothing like that.
I'm like, really? I mean, all right.
You felt horrible about masturbating?
I haven't felt horrible about it, but I felt like All right, it's done. That's it. Like
No,
that
he's
was
saying
kind of
they
stubborn.
literally feel horrible. Like this is what my life has come to. Y'all have, like, but
Yeah, if you watch a
my
porn, even if
pride
you watch a
into
really
the
nasty
toilet.
porn, especially if
I
you
don't
watch a
feel
really
No,
horrible,
nasty
but
no,
porn,
no,
I don't
Tamala.
feel horrible. But like
you're
Dave
like,
Chappelle
yes,
said,
you
I
do. You be
stopped.
like, oh my god, I need
Damn, it
prayer.
made you
Why did I
stop.
watch that
No, no,
porn?
no, no. I'm saying I don't feel horrible, but like Dave Chappelle said, like you're in the middle of
Exactly.
it, and then you
Why?
like you lose it, and it's just like okay,
Now it's weird. You just holding your
clean
dick.
yourself up and go on about your day.
And it's really so mental for us because we're visual, we touching and rubbing and all of that, and it's like you don't want to look down at yourself and be like,
That's
I
why you
like
watch
rubbing
a
this dick. You know
porn.
what I mean? Like you don't want that thought in your head.
For me,
That's why you
porn is
watch a porn, or
nothing.
you watch a old
For me,
video.
porn is nothing like touching a real body.
I mean, of course, but I mean, you do the best that you can at the time. What you got? I mean, just like masturbation is what you got at the time. I mean, it's not like you can't get someone. I mean, we understand that everybody's attractive here. Everybody can go grab somebody, but we're saying that that's what you got at the time. So you like shit. That's what I'm gonna do it. A porn or a fucking old video or somebody.
But I need to
Oh,
slow
video
down
or
because
somebody.
if I'm losing testosterone, I need to
You prefer old? You say you prefer old videos of one?
You got some Jake Steve videos.
Not Jake
No, like
Steve.
your
I'm
own,
so
like
done.
your own.
That's
Oh, I don't
old
even know who
school.
that is, but like
Yeah,
your own
he took it back
videos.
to
Girl,
VHS
that's so
tapes.
old.
He
No,
took it
I'm
back to
about your old
VHS tapes
videos.
under the bed.
I don't even know who that is, Jake Steve.
Fucking hilarious.
Nah, you pick an old video that you got of your own or somebody else done sent you.
And well, the
Oh,
reason
I don't trust making no video on me.
Or
I don't need that junk getting leaked nowhere.
there he is.
Yo, what up?
What up, Isaiah?
What up? What up? What's going on, Kels?
What's going on with you, man? What you got to
that?
add to the convo,
Yeah.
man?
Hi, Isaiah.
Who is that?
That's me. I mean, you don't know me, but I saw your name, so I said hello.
Oh, well, hello to
Tamara.
Tammy.
Yeah.
Pamela. I can't see the name. Hold on. I can't see. Hold on.
It's okay, no worries.
Let me see if I can make it bigger.
No, everybody named small as hell. Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
no. He
Ooh.
did. Yeah, he did. So you got Meats, Percy, Val. I met Percy before. What's going on, bro?
What's up with you?
Tamala. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm just joining. I've been in and out of you guys' conversation, like in and out, and I came back, y'all talking about beating y'all meats and shit. So I'm like, whoa. How did we get here? How did we get here? So,
Hey, just like you said, Tim, how did we get there? You did say we could veer off, and that was like a far left turn.
what? I left.
Well, the
talking
reason
about something, and then I came back.
Well, the reason we got there is because I was telling the story about how I was very unchivalrous to a lot of females, and it got to a point where I was telling one like, no, I'm not gonna never smash. I wouldn't fuck you with a fake dick in the bathtub full of bleach. And I got to a point to where plan A, B, C all start falling through. I got to plan Z, and was like, well, if plan Z or jacking off, so plan Z it is.
All right, for sure. I ain't got nothing to add with that one, I guess. Like Plan Z, like, all right.
Yeah.
Now, what were we talking about earlier that you want to touch on?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know. Like I said, I've been like in and out because I've been getting a lot of like notifications, so I've just been in and out of y'all's conversation. I just figured that whenever I joined in wherever you guys was at, and then like I said, y'all was talking about jacking off and shit. So all right.
Yeah,
We were
very awkward spot
basically.
to jump in now.
Well, this is the thing because
y'all don't have to retouch on the subject. Honestly, I mean, we could just like talk about something else.
like no, we can move forward off of jacking
how do
off.
you feel in your experience with dealing with girls with if you need to be chivalrous or not? Like, do they appreciate it, or does it seem not appreciated, or do you not have a inclination to do it because you don't believe it'll be appreciated, or
I just kind of look at it as like I'm like Tim, you know me, like I'm chivalrous at all points. Like it's not about whether or not it's appreciated or not. It's the fact that if you feel in your heart's the right thing to do, if you feel like that's who you are, that's when it's genuine. Is when you don't really care if it's appreciated or reciprocated, and you still do it. So I've been chivalrous to women who weren't even worthy enough to even be around me, but I was still being a gentleman, chivalrous, polite, kind, respectful, whatever. I wasn't doing it because I wanted her to reciprocate it, or I wanted
Oh,
her
that's sweet.
to feel a certain, like I don't do it because that, if that makes sense. Like ever since I was a kid, I've always been like my grandma would used to say that about me, like, you know, a lot about me as far as the rest of the kids and the grandkids. Like I'm very polite, I'm very kind, I'm very respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been like that. So I think it's just a natural spirit, I guess, or personality trait that I have. So to the point to where like I'm not doing it because I want to be recognized or I want to be, but I do it because I know it's the right thing, that we should all be treating each other, even men with men. Men should be chivalrous with each other, if you know what I mean. You know, but I know we get the uh the idea that chivalry is only between men and women, but yet we don't ever talk about chivalry between men and our brothers, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying?
Oh wow,
So
that's
That
a
should
really
just
good
sound
point.
like some.
so I used
That sound like some bromance stuff.
no, it is. Well, Tim know, like Tim,
No.
like me and Tim been friends, like it's been what, 8 years now, nine years, going on 9 years, and like Tim is one of the very very like few men, probably I feel like the only man I know, like I can go to him and like I can tell Tim anything, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I know it won't be that judgment, or it's gonna be that he gonna give me a side eye, or he gonna get like I don't get that from him. You know what I'm saying? So I would say like Tim is like one of the people I'd be like, look, this is my friend. You know what I'm saying? And for me
Mm-hmm.
to say that, especially dealing with a lot of stuff I've been dealing with recently, the last couple of years, with people who called themselves my friends, you know, like I can honestly say like Tim is like the one I can say, you know, Tim, that's my friend. Like I don't have to question nothing about our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like at all. So, and that's why I be
So
saying
when you
like,
talk about, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
when you talk about chivalry between men, are you talking about like you guys go out to the bar and you like, I got you, bro?
Yeah, well, of course. You know, or
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, but guys do stuff like that. I'm gonna shoot through. I'm gonna bring a 6-pack with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's
Right.
But have you ever had another man pull your seat out for you before? You know what I'm saying? Or let him
So
open the
different.
door for you, or like a man that brings
That's
something to
not.
you, or like if I,
That's not gay at all.
or like you come over, you're bearing gifts. You know what I'm saying? Like you're here, I got this. I thought about you today. I was out. I thought, hey, he like, you know what I'm saying? Like Tim, I've done before. Like, oh, I'm gonna just take because I know he likes this or this is what he's into. So I'm, you know, shit, just like being considerate and thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? Which I think covers all spectrums, not just between male and female, but it has to be between male and male because I've understood and realized over the years, like people think like I'm just like this with women because I want something in return. Like, but what people don't understand, I'm like this with men too. It's just that men don't receive it like women are gonna receive it. Women gonna be like, oh, he's so sweet, but men gonna be like, man, I don't know, man, that's kind of gay, bro, right? Or that's kind of like, you know, men don't really
Meech's
open up.
face is priceless right
Well,
now.
I mean,
Right.
I agree with everything that he said. I agree with everything he said, except for pulling out the chair. It's like, nigga, you pull out my chair, who finna pull out yours? You know
But
what I
that's
mean?
the
Like I
thing,
would
though.
feel like a woman if he pull out
Oh,
my chair and want me to
No,
sit
it's
down.
but that's the thing, though.
I don't think that's what he's talking
We have to
about. He's not
expand
talking
beyond
about
what you
pulling
got to.
out people's chairs.
But that's the point I'm making. We have to expand past that thinking. It's just me being considerate and thoughtful. That's it. That's all. We
No,
can't
no,
make it.
everything else I agree with. I don't
Yeah.
want no dude pulling out my chair.
No, I understand. I'm not. I get that. But what I'm saying is that if I were to do something like that, it's just because it's a respect thing, or it's like, okay, here, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm gonna pull it out and wait for you to sit down and push it in. I ain't gonna do all that. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
heck no.
Like I'll pull it
no,
out.
I get what he's saying. Like
I'll
if we
pull it
walk,
No,
out
no, I
for
get
you.
it.
yeah,
You
like
have a
I was
seat.
about
if
to
we
say,
walk into the
damn, it's about
sports
to get
bar,
real gay in here.
Right,
no,
exactly.
no,
Like
I get
he's
what he's
gonna look
saying.
at
He's
you
saying
like,
like if we go to the sports bar and we about to walk up, watch the game, we walking up to the bars, two bar stools pulled in, you pull them both out, boom.
yeah, right.
And we
I'm
go
not,
and we
but,
sit down.
but you
It
know,
ain't
like,
like I'm like, here you go, nigga, and push his chair in, like, you
yeah.
know.
See, like I ain't gonna do all that. You know what
No,
I'm saying? 'Cause
I
that's
get what
gonna
he's
Okay,
be,
saying.
now that I understand, but
yeah.
I'm thinking like what I do for women when I pull the chair out, wait for them to sit down and push it in. That's what I'm like. if a dude's doing that, it's like, nigga, who finna pull yours out? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
Don't treat me like I'm no chick up in here. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely, no, I get it. I'm just saying though, but I do understand because I know most guys, look at that, they be like, another guy treating them with a certain type of respect and consideration and thoughtfulness. They're not gonna receive it because they're gonna think, oh, that's kind of gay or that's, so a lot of men they're shy away from when other men show them genuine love. You know what I'm saying? Because
or like you're saying,
I agree with that. Like everything else that you said besides the chair thing, I totally got, and I was with. It was just, I don't know if you noticed, my face went like that once you said the chair thing. That's why I was like, I don't know about that chair.
I don't mean like
everything else is good.
Are you like saying like, okay, so you called Tim, like, bro, I ain't hung out with you in a minute. I want to take you to dinner.
That's perfect.
That's the kind of chivalry you're talking about.
That's cool. Like I said,
well, the verbiage wouldn't be that way, but
no, it wouldn't be that way. Like I'll hit Tim up, like Tim,
like, what you doing? Let's go kick it.
Right.
I want to take you to dinner, but he paid for the dinner because we do that with our girlfriends all the time. I was like, okay, I ain't hung out with Valine in a minute. All right, I got you. Let's go to dinner or whatever.
Yeah, well, last year on my birthday, Tim cooked for me. Remember that, Tim? You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
We went to the grocery store. We got some stuff. We whipped it up. We sat there. We ate, had drinks, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that. That's cool.
And that's back when I still used to smoke too.
Right. So like, even then, so like, I have people like I got homeboys where like on Father's Day, I don't have kids, but a lot of my male friends do. So even on Father's Day, I'm buying them Father's Day gifts. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's coming around for like my birthday, I don't hear from these niggas. Like I don't hear from them. It's nothing. On their birthdays, all this stuff, I'm pouring out this love I have for them, and I'm pouring out this, whatever, because I feel like, we brothers, we friends. And then when when my time comes, they're nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? So
to me, that's like a friendship thing in general.
Like what you're doing is uncommon. Like I ain't never received a Father's Day gift from one of my buddies.
You said what?
I said because what you're doing is uncommon. Because I've never received like a Father's Day gift from one of my buddies. Shoot, I damn near don't receive none from my kids. Let alone a friend.
Well, damn.
Hey, hold on, really quick. Is it just me? But Meech, your thing is kind of like you sound like an alien just now, or is that just my end?
It's just your end.
Oh, okay. Do I sound normal now?
Nah, yeah, it is just my end because Tim, you sound like you sound real like. Hold on, just hold on. Let me see something really quick. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Meech, you sound normal to me.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would just say that like, and I'm not knocking that concept of what you're saying. I would think that the reason why
I'm a disconnect and I'm gonna reconnect.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back. Wait, never mind. It's cool. Never mind.
Hey, shit, it ain't hot out there now.
Okay, yeah, it's better now. I can hear a lot better now.
Okay. Right. Now, I would just say that the reason why you're not getting that reciprocation is because it's just unusual, especially for us black men. Now, I'm not knocking what you're saying, and I think we probably should try to incorporate some more of that amongst each other as black brothers and all of that stuff. But I think that's why you never receive the reciprocation because it's just not usual.
No, and I understand that. Like I said, and I'm totally aware of where we are as black men mentally when it comes. No, I understand it. So I'm not saying I'm not doing it because I want something in return, or nor am I going to feel a certain type of way when it isn't. But at the same time, you take mental notes of stuff like that. You have to. Like just because I'm not doing it because I want you to do it to me. No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, I'm thinking I am taking a mental note at the same time though. Like, well, damn. So does this mean like even aside from going out of your way to celebrate them, but when it comes down to even more dire times outside of that, can I rely on that person to be there to be thoughtful of me when that's that time? You see what I'm saying? That's just, and I just mean expanding it beyond, gifts and stuff like that. Talking about like, yo, so like when it's really going down, can I call you? Or when I really, really need, can I come to you? You see what I'm saying? And it's sad to say that for me. Honestly, like I said, Tim is the only person I can think of any male in my life outside of my own brother that I can do that with. See what I'm saying? And and I have to cherish that because I know it's rare. You know what I'm saying? It's a very rare thing that you can come to somebody and open up and be vulnerable with them, especially a man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's being vulnerable with women on an intimate level, but then there's being vulnerable with men on like a friendship level. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how they'll take it, or you don't know how they'll try to use that and think like, oh, you just sensitive, or you start, you know how dudes be thinking.
Buster or something.
Right. They start thinking all this stuff about you, but really it's not that. It's just that because you have a certain wisdom and a certain knowledge, you have certain experiences and certain teachings to where like you hold, you know, you hold them dear and dear to your heart. So that's like why with me, I can't because if I was expecting reciprocation, I'd be disappointed my whole life, right? Like I would just steadily be in a state of I'm just disappointed. I can't do that because I don't want to have expectations for nobody. So because as soon as people start having expectations for you or vice versa, this is what ends up happening is you get these you develop false expectations for people, or they do it for you, right? And then when you don't live up to that, it's they're fake. They're not who they say they are, or they're showing their true colors. No, you were just painting a false picture and a perception of this person. They're not obligated to live up to a false image or reality that you have of them. You see what I'm saying? And as soon as you don't meet that, you're fake, right? Are you fake? Like, no, I am who I am. You just thought that's who I was because you never took the time to really get to know me. You see what I'm saying? That's why I tell folks, like, you know, you can't be like being a people pleaser is a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're steadily trying to please other people, especially different people with different mentalities, different mindsets, different outlooks, ideologies, you could be possibly creating an image that you're not even realizing that you're doing, to where they're gonna receive it differently. Not everybody's gonna receive it the same way. You see what I'm saying? Because if they have a past of dealing with people who treat them or lie to them, et cetera, you see what I'm saying? You might be coming off as this is too good to be true because they'll be like, I've seen this before, guys, this and that. He's got to be hiding something. He's got to be up to something. It's like, but I can't be mad at that because again, they're just going off of their past experiences and what they dealt with before with people, and I can't be mad at that because the same thing, right? Like we've dealt with people to where the point where if we see it again, the same patterns, we're gonna automatically, by human nature, we're gonna back off, or we're gonna be a little iffy about it initially. You see what I'm saying? So I understand that, you know, like, but you know, I've been I don't know, like I said, I've been in isolation mode. I haven't really been talking to any of my so-called friends or people, and you know, because I've been realizing that like people want you to be who they want you to be, right? And again, like I said, if you don't live up to that, you know, they're gonna the relationship might take a strain because it's like, well, I never said I was that person. You thought I was that person, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I never said I was that person. Like people will look at me, oh, he wore all them necklaces, he got them Star Davids on, he be in the Bible. Ooh. So I'm automatically I have to be the holy perfect dude that makes no mistakes. You see what I'm saying? Because their mentality with somebody like me is, well, he got to get all his shit together, or he got to be perfect. And as soon as you do something to them less than that,
shit.
You know, it's he not who he say he is, or he's a fake, or he's not. But it's like, no, like I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just because I claim a certain faith, you know, knowledge, whatever, does not mean that automatically I'm perfect and that I don't make mistakes. You see what I'm saying? But their mentality ain't like that because they've been let down so much in their life. And they've been let down by people that, you know what I'm saying, that they've given chance after chance after chance after chance. You see what I'm saying? They kept giving them chances, but they didn't take the accountability that, well, you didn't walk away. You know what I'm saying? So now, instead of you taking that accountability, saying, well, damn, I should have seen it and walked away, but you didn't. You got hurt and you got, you know, did dirty. Now it's like, well, you out for the whole world now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. But it's like, you got to trust yourself first before you start trusting other people. That's what I had to learn. Like, you got to trust yourself first, and you got to trust your intuition. You got to trust your ability to read people to where it doesn't even get that deep, to where you make that attachment, and now you can't let go because you see somebody's true colors and like, but you're already attached. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just be like, I just let people be who they be. I don't try to be like, hey man, this and that. I just let people be who they are, and I just make my judgment from that. Like I don't try to manipulate and try to tell people who they should be or look, dude, you gonna do what you do, and the only thing I could do at the end of the day is make the decision whether or not I want to fuck with you or not after that. You know, but before that point comes, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta be a little patient with people, but you know, I don't know. That's all I gotta say about that. That's just kind of like something I've been dealing with personally lately, like in my own personal life, is that, you know, stop trying to live up, you know, you can't live up to everybody's expectations of you because everybody's going to have different expectations of you. And if any of those aren't even who you are as a person, you can't deviate from who you are just to please everybody else. And I've had to learn that myself. It's like, you're going to stress yourself out at the end of the day, trying to live up to other people's expectations when, quite frankly, you don't even believe in them. You see what I'm saying? Like, you probably can, you know what I'm saying, live up to them, but then where does that leave you at the end of the day? You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
I agree with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that was a lot of information to process, but you know, for the most part, yeah, I agree with everything that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Different people be different.
And I can see how that ties into the topic too. Like you got to be able to discern whom is worthy of your chivalrous behaviors too. And it's like
that goes back to what Tammy was saying with the vetting. She's saying you got to vet people.
Well, to the point of like what he was saying is like you be chivalrous and kind to everyone, but you know who you can and can't rely on for certain things. You know, like just like opening, like Meech was saying earlier, just opening the door in public for somebody. You know, that's just common courtesy. No, but at the same time, it's being chivalrous. So, you know, the two, there's a fine line between the two. It can be conflated.
Like what you mean?
Yeah, but I do like the point that Isaiah brought up though about, you know, it not necessarily being just a man-woman thing. You know, just being chivalrous in general.
Yeah. That's the brother.
Women can be
chivalrous to men too.
Right? Yeah.
Well, women are very. Am I speaking? Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say women are chivalrous with each other all the time. We always take our girlfriends out to eat. We take them out for drinks, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's
you guys. I mean, you guys are on a late bus.
No, I mean I don't think we on a late bus.
Women be chivalrous when they be like, I gave you some. What you?
Right.
No.
Right.
They gonna hold it over your head. Like you can do it.
I gave you some. That was me being. I didn't have to give you none. I could have saved my stuff.
Here we go with this vetting again.
Well, I'm just saying. Hey, look, like
I'm being devil's advocate.
No, I just like I said, I just feel like, you know, like I said, it's among black people, you know what I'm saying? We, you know, I mean, obviously of our history here in America, but at the same time, I kind of feel like, you know, we make this relationship thing between each other more complicated than what it has to be. When all we're supposed, one of the greatest, you know, teachings or commandments we ever given is treat each other how you want to be treated. It's that simple. It's really just that simple. Treat people how you want to be treated. Love your neighbor as you do yourself. It's really that simple. But we complicate it because
it's not that simple.
But yeah, it's not because you don't love yourself and you don't treat yourself the way you feel like.
No. That's not. I say it's not that simple only because sometimes you can treat someone the way you want to be treated, but there's a such thing as called love languages, right? So I could be like a certain type of person where I like physical touch, and I like, you know, what's one of the other ones?
Words of
acts of
affirmations.
Right. Words of affirmation is mine in real life. And somebody else is not like that. They're like, I don't give a fuck if you're telling me that you love me all the time. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So
But I
that's
get
why
that,
it's not
bro.
that simple.
But that might be, I don't know if you mean like on a more intimate level or anything. I'm just mean like more on a universal scale. It's just like you
No, you're
saying
right. You should.
touch and acts of service and this and that. And I get that, but I'm saying, but how do you want to be treated? Because that's going to eliminate the whole.
But
like if you treat
making is that there's a
the way I
person
want to be
whose love
treated.
language is
Okay, the way I want to be
touch.
treated, you would probably appreciate. No, this is the thing. The way I want to be treated, you might appreciate it, right? Like if I was dating anybody, like they might appreciate it and be like, "Oh wow, she's so sweet," but that's not their love language. So they're like, "Nah, kind of."
But like you said, you said like for dating. I don't mean dating on an intimate level with the opposite sex. I'm just meaning just straight across
that's kind of what we were. Okay, no, you're right about that.
Yeah. I just mean like just straight across the board. Just hey, like if you want to be considered, if you want people to be considered thoughtful of you, then you got to be considered thoughtful of others. If you want people to be honest with you, then you got to be honest with others. Doesn't mean they're gonna do it, but you still got to uphold your end of the deal. So whenever karma come around or anything come around, you know what I'm saying? You're released from that because you remain 100 in your position at all times. That's why I tell folks, like I don't be trying to seek revenge on people when people do shit to me because
I don't either.
I understand that.
I believe in karma.
I believe in karma very strongly. That's what I'm saying. If I get to the point where you do something to me and I want to see you hurt in return, I just want to see you in return. If I get to that point, then I let karma handle it because I know karma will handle you in a way that I could never do, if that makes sense. Like
that's
what
true.
I might do,
no,
what
I get it. I believe that.
What I might do in return to what you did, you could recover. You know what I'm saying? But if karma or God step in, you might not recover from a karma that might hit you. You see what I'm saying? So if I get to that point, then I'm gonna let karma handle this thing. You see what I'm saying? So
I'm not gonna give you no karma, and I'm never gonna be able to give you the kind of karma God can give you. So
exactly. So I just, and I've had so many opportunities over the years to where I could have destroyed people. I mean, like destroyed people's lives, careers, marriages, this, that, for what they done to me. But I'm like, that'd be just too easy. You know what I'm saying? That's just too easy. You know, so I just kind of like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna just continue to live my life. You know what I'm saying? And just keep it pushing because I can't let people knock me off my square, as they say. Because if you can say like, oh, I never do something, but then somebody do something and then you do it in reaction to it, that person has power over you now. You have now relinquished the power of yourself and given it to somebody else. When you say, oh, I only did it because they did it. Well, if you're only doing it because they did it to you, then that person now has power. I don't make it, but then
that's kind of what we were talking about in a different conversation. We were kind of talking about that in a different conversation where we were talking about people justifying their actions.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about that, guys, in the
I did this because you did that to me.
In the group, we were talking about the that meme that I had posted about do we create situations that lead to whatever?
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah. I think this is the only thing me and Meech ever agreed on. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I agreed with him on that. Like, no, you cheat. No, people cheat. You make that decision. It's never, nobody can make you cheat.
Nah. You wanted to do it. That's the thing. You wanted to do it. You were just looking for you were just looking for a reason. Like
I looking for a reason.
Yeah. If you really not like that, you're not gonna do it at all, period. But if you do it, especially like that, as soon as you wanted to do it, you were just waiting on your opportune moment to take advantage, and you did.
Right. Now that conversation we were having was not about like it happening like that. It was about like certain things that led up to it.
Well, yeah. Especially if there's no communication, no like, hey, before any of it gets to that, right? We don't seek any type of like, situation to where like we could debt this before it can get worse. Like we don't do that. Like I'm type of if I know you, I'm gonna confront you. Period. I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna confront you. And if you lie to me, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But at least I took the initiative. At least I stretched forth my hand to reasonably handle a situation amicably. But what you do, whether you tell me the truth or not, now that's on you. But see, I've already put it out there that I'm trying to make this right, or I'm trying to solve this. I'm doing my part. Now, if you don't, that's not on me. But at least you took the time to say, like, hey, look, Like, we need to make this right, or we need to talk about this. Then if not, if you don't want to do that, then I there's nothing I could do. I can't force nobody to do anything. You see what I'm saying?
And the meme was operating under the assumption that they did communicate, and that's why Tim, like the meme was basically saying, are women creating the conditions where they get cheated on? And my stance was like, cheating is still a choice. At the end of the day, you don't have to necessarily cheat. You can leave the person if they're not satisfying some of your requirements in a relationship. Leave.
Yeah,
period.
That's where I stand.
But that's easier. But that's easier said than done.
And that was the point that I kept making before. Like, like the conditions, when the conditions are created, I agree. Like I said at the end of the conversation, I agree that at the very end of the day, it is the person's choice. But
it's nobody's fault that
no. But at the same time, cause and effect is a thing. Cause and effect. If a person doesn't plant a seed and it doesn't get watered, then that thought will never come. That thought will never happen. So it isn't about justification, like he was talking about earlier. Because what he was saying earlier reminded me of that, because it was like a person wanted to go and tit for tat. I did this because you did that. I only did it because you did that. So it's like that's a slippery slope, because things do happen that there are causalities that create reactions. That's just a fact.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't. Yeah. Like I've been in situations where I've dealt with
it because you were in the same room.
And I knew she was off, doing her other thing with another dude. I never was the type to be like, all right, I'm gonna do it back. I just deaded the situation. Like I just know, all right, look, if that's what you want to do, then you go do that, and I'm gonna do me, because I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? So again, if I'm like the type of guy that prides himself on the fact that if I'm sexually active with one woman, one is enough for me. You see what I'm saying? But if you going off and you doing it with somebody else, I'm not gonna go back on that because of what you're doing. Like with her, I just cut the situation off. It's that simple. Like I'm not gonna go sleep around because you sleeping around. No, I'm gonna just cut the situation off, and then go about my business. You see what I'm saying? So I don't really, like I tell folks, like I can't let people take me out of my element just because of their action. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's a
but I know it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. We tell people that all the time. Just leave a relationship, right? We tell people that all the time. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Sometimes it's not that easy for a lot of people, as we try to make it seem for people like, oh, just leave. Like I had to realize that myself. Like I used to tell people that all the time, until I got into a relationship or in a situation where it wasn't that it was hard for me to leave, it just took longer for me to. So I can kind of understand sometimes where you kind of really don't want to, but again, I've never been into a situation that got too toxic to the point where, it got so bad to where, sometimes you don't even want to leave. You're trying to make it right. You know what I'm saying?
And that was just, and honestly, and that was just my point earlier, where it was like, okay, when you're being honest with yourself and you're holding yourself accountable, like you're doing right now, you're like, okay, it's not easy to just leave sometimes. We get that. That's true. And then like the example, like earlier, when I was like, he asked me, oh, have you ever used the dude for free food? I said, yeah. I mean, not saying I'm on that bum shit now, but I have. That's holding myself accountable. You see what I'm saying?
Wait, what is this we're looking at? Oh.
This is what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks. It's what y'all get cheated. Yeah. Well, remember that video, Tim, I shared with the group of old girls. He said, man, she rough.
Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with that. Sometimes
Love Dorsey.
Is that her name? I don't know her name, but she was.
I follow Love Dorsey.
Yeah,
let's be real. Sometimes, okay, let's be real. Let's be real. Sometimes it's not about. Oh, he's on mute. He's talking, huh?
Are you talking, Meech, to us, or you?
No, he's on mute. He's on mute.
Okay.
He's on mute or something. Let's be
I'm
real.
talking to someone else.
Yeah, he got two phones. He got two phones, one for the hoes and one for the bros.
Let's be real. Sometimes it ain't about you creating a woman creating a situation like, oh, that's why y'all get cheated on. No, sometimes a lot of men are like, new pussy is better than the old pussy. Like, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
And I said that too. I said that there are some people that just do it because they're impulsive and that's what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe that there are some instances where, people seek out what's missing.
Yeah, well,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, they're trying to fill that void. They're trying to fill a void.
And they don't want to throw their whole relationship in the trash just for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well trash it if that's something that your woman or your wife or whoever, your life partner, whoever she is, if that's what she holds high on a totem pole, you might have to, because what do you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might be like, I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater, but she might be like, nah, that's a deal breaker.
And it depends on the individual, right? Sex is like a drug for some people.
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments.
But that's the thing, though. That's why I would tell folks, like, man, I need my relationship to be beyond the physical aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So because the physicalness of it is going to fade at some point. It is. So a lot of relationships.
Yeah, when we 85.
No, it is before that.
The men can all pause at like 50. You never know.
They got Viagra, they got all kind of stuff now.
I said the men all pause.
When the menopause, you know what? Our menopause, I mean, we don't get a period. That don't mean we don't have a.
I'm talking about before all that. Before all that, though,
I've talked to guys that
women are at their sexual peak at 40 years old. I mean, I don't know who told y'all what.
They peak like that because of menopause. It's getting ready to turn off. I've talked to guys that have been in relationships with women, and they all say when they hit menopause, that's when you got to bust the lube out because it don't act like it did before.
All right.
It's like an old chamois is dry.
All right. They gonna say I agree to this too, because I said all right. They gonna say I agree to this.
It's that sponge that been under the sink for long as time.
They gonna say I agree to this too, because I said all right. Just like the last thing, they're gonna be like, she said she agreed to it.
That's right.
No, see, y'all ain't shit.
Oh man, I'm about to go smoke. I need to smoke.
This make me want to smoke almost.
He said make me want to smoke almost. Why almost?
Long smoke.
Lots to unpack here.
It is a lot to unpack.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Now,
Tammy and I are both in the same space, so I have to mute my mic when she talks.
All right. Y'all want to keep the conversation going, or anybody feeling burnt out yet, or what?
Did I just join?
I'm burnt.
I'm good. I don't mind the conversation. If you guys are ready,
I'll listen.
That's cool too.
I'm gonna keep listening. Believe that shit.
I'm scrolling up to find another to talk about.
Yeah, I'm in my garage now. I'm about to smoke. Hold on. I'll be back.
I'm trying to find something controversial. Find something controversial. Because we just free balling right now. Let's see what we have here. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Who's got a failure to communicate, men or women? Or both?
That's from Cool Hand Luke.
Both.
I agree.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna skip through some. I'm gonna go through some slides.
All right, wait.
Did I lose everybody? Sound cut out.
I'm
Everybody
here.
on mute? Oh, okay.
I'm here.
How you
No,
feel
I'm
about
here
this?
listening, but I'm doing some other stuff too.
Okay. This is something I want to talk about, or no?
Well,
That's not it.
that's pretty much that's what like, bro. It's like I had a conversation today with one of my friends, like we went to high school with, and we was talking about that life is about the purpose. It's not about as we get into these relationships and then we don't fulfill our purpose. So it's like it's more about you doing your purpose
Life
than
is about your
building a
purpose, but
relationship.
you know, everybody's not on that plane. You know what I'm saying? People are living day to day talking about other people. That's why I was like earlier. I was like, okay, first of all, I mean, let's get to the realness of it. You're not caring about what other people think anyway. It's not even about that. It's how you know what I'm saying? How you develop on your own.
Facts.
But yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it's hard. How do you find your purpose? I mean, that's a good conversation.
You do what you like. What is that you like? What can you do that you like and actually give the world?
And don't even care if you make money at it or not, right?
Right. Yep.
This one says she refers to him as her nigga, and he calls her his bad bitch, but they think they're in a healthy relationship.
They could be, bro.
I just feel like it's a personal preference. Some people are just ghetto, some people ain't. Shit.
Okay, here's the vet. This is the vet thing you was talking about early, Tam.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't have sex. No, we can't live together. No, I'm not your wifey. No,
Okay.
I would not put anything in your name if we are not married. Boyfriends should not get husband privileges. Being a wife to a boyfriend does not guarantee marriage.
Something like that, it's true. It's very true, but I feel like it's a personal preference. Because there are women out there who, you know what I'm saying, do that stuff for their boyfriends, like partners, et cetera, because like our previous conversation about the marriage thing, everybody don't want to be married, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a personal preference. And nothing's wrong with feeling that way. I don't think anything is wrong with feeling that way. Because I've even heard people say this, which is cold. I was like, y'all cold with it. They're like, I don't care if you're not married, you single. I said, well, God, dog, like it don't even matter. Like I don't care if you've been with this dude for 10 years. If you ain't married, you single.
Well, I heard one is that a ring don't plug a hole.
I'm saying, hey, look, sex don't even.
Wait, what? Say that. I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
A ring don't plug a hole.
Don't plug a hole.
Oh, a ring don't.
You can't stop up a hole with a ring. Because the hole is still there.
Oh shit! Okay, that's true too. But I'm just saying, like, I've heard a lot of them. I mean, it's a personal. I think that's just personal preference. That's like, to me, that's just morals, and you know what I'm saying. Like, what are your morals?
But that's like what you were saying earlier about vetting.
Mm-hmm. Well, my morals may be different than, you know what I'm saying? Because we talked about last week. We were talking about, or a couple weeks ago, we were talking about marriage, and I said, you know, sometimes I teeter-totter on the whole marriage and like partner thing, only because I feel like, what if you do meet that person that you want to be with for the rest of your life, and they just become your life partner?
There's no wrong with that.
And that's my point. And you know what I'm saying? So that's what the
you
whole.
You gotta find, like I said again, you just gotta find people who's on the same page as you when it comes to that stuff.
There you go. Know,
like, that's it. That's all. Communication.
There you go.
Just there it. That's go. It. Like I think, like that gets lost in a lot of time when we first meet people of the opposite sex. Communication gets pushed aside because everybody wants.
Because we start having sex. That's it.
Not even just that. But even before the sex, we got to put on our best face to get the sex. So we're gonna put on our best face.
Yeah.
Period. We're gonna put on our both sides. You gonna put on your best face to get that.
Well, he
Right.
disconnected.
Oh man, he's got some good ideas. So
Yeah. And see, the problem with that is a lot of times, women put on their best face, and then 3 months later she show up and you don't even recognize who that is.
don't even say women only do that. Men do that shit too. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I got
Men
kicked
do
off.
it too.
I got kicked off. My bad.
I'm talking about makeup.
Well, that's the ugly chicks you mess with. I'm sorry.
Nah, man. That's why filters and all that shit exists.
But I know a dude that take pictures with filters all the time.
I'm not saying we don't do it, but like, remember, hey Tim, you remember that time? Tim told me I'll never forget this because I do this now when I look at women's pictures. We was over there one day, Tim, and I was showing you this
filter.
Yeah, and I was showing Tim like, man, like she's cute with all these filters and makeup, but I was like, I still feel like I don't know what she looked like. So Tim, we was going through her pictures. We go through her pictures and Tim, no, you can put filters on those too now though. On call.
I don't know. Not on fucking. I mean, not on.
No.
Well,
on
as far as I know, like on an iPhone. Well, on an iPhone,
Instagram.
I never FaceTime on Instagram, but on an iPhone, you can't put no filters.
But Instagram, Snap, Facebook, you can. That's usually because I don't have iPhone, so when I FaceTime, it has to be on those platforms. So yeah, they can do that.
Well, no. What picture did I look at and say what now?
But you looked at one particular picture and you were like, "That's what she looks like." Because it was kind of like as natural as it was gonna get. It wasn't a natural picture, but it was as natural as gonna get compared to the others. And you was like, "Yeah, that's what she." So ever since you told me that, when I look at it, I kind of kept that in mind. Like, okay, this is what she really looked. This is about as close to her natural look as you're gonna get. So this is about the idea I should have about what she really looks like. I never.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I said,
when it's a filter, I would think you guys know. I mean,
no, but it's not even. But to tell if it's a filter or not. But that's what I'm saying. Y'all be looking different in all y'all pick. Not you, but they be looking different in every picture.
I'm like, go look at my pictures. I'm just playing.
Okay, real quick. What is y'all talking about? Y'all talking about like dating profiles or something like that, or Facebook profiles? What?
No, we're talking about using
we're just
filters.
talking about people looking exactly how they're talking, how they look, or filters.
We were saying that. When
because he said when we take off our makeup, go ahead.
You put your best face on, and when dating, you put on your best look, and you try to impress the person. And I made a joke saying like, well, when women you meet a woman, she look one way, and then after she get comfortable with you take off that makeup.
You guys meant like. Literally, like makeup. I meant like.
No, I know you meant figure. That's why I said I made a joke. That's why I said I made a joke.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we get it.
And it's a trip, and I think that, and I didn't even realize I had a type. And when I look back at most of my exes, most of them didn't wear like no makeup. Like they woke up, how they walked around, like how they look when they woke up is how they walked around all day. I never realized that until. You know what I'm saying? This freaking epidemic of the snuffleupagus lashes that I realized like, oh, wow, I actually have a type, and they don't look like most of these women on these TikTok and IG freaking profiles. You know what I'm saying? They look like different women. That's why I was like, oh wow, I didn't even realize that. So most of the women that I've dated and attracted to are like bare face, just natural beauty.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh wow.
I mean, they would hope
more about myself.
That's a lot of men would hope.
What'd you say?
But
you said a lot of men what?
I said a lot of men would hope. That's what she looks like when she wakes up in the morning.
That's why I'm
saying a lot of men, when they see an attractive woman, they're like, shit, I hope she look like that when she wake up in the morning.
That's why they got memes like when the club lights come on, and it'd be like,
yeah.
They got it'd be
that was for y'all.
With super dope bodies, and they throw Oprah head on it.
I saw that one.
See, I need Valley for this one. First of all, that was for y'all. When the club came, we would be dancing with a dude. And he'll be getting it with us, and we'll be dancing, and we look back and like, oh shit, I'm dancing with a fucking rhinoceros. Like we're not running right.
In the comments, it says not to change the subject, but how do men feel about eyelashes and makeup?
They suck. Bad news. It's trickery.
See, the issue is, and I was just talking about this.
I think you guys are very wrong about that. But when you're done,
how is us as men? How is us as men answering the question wrong about that?
Whoa. This is the thing. This is what I'm saying. Okay. And I'm speaking only from personal experience, right? I have a friend who used BB cream on her face, right?
Who what? Uses what?
She still BB cream. It's just the cream to just even her skin tone out. It
Sammy Sosa. She's gonna look like Sammy Sosa at the end of the day.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry?
It's an even tone. What?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
A BB cream. No, listen. Just to even the skin tone out, right? For me,
okay.
I don't use a lot of makeup either. I wear makeup for sure, but I don't use a lot. I don't cake it. I don't cake it on. I look like I look in the morning. I've always had all my friends have always told me, "You look the same. You just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever."
Okay, go ahead.
It's to even the skin tone out. No shit like that. But I'm just okay. But
no.
Just put a picture
continue your point about your friend.
Okay.
What was you about to say about your friend?
No, I was saying we both do the same thing. I wear a certain type of makeup. She wears a certain type of makeup. Even I wear lashes sometimes, from time to time, right? I don't wear big snuffleupagus lashes. A lot of people don't even know my lashes ain't my. You know what I'm saying? That I've even put on.
If they're the snuffleupagus ones, they do.
Oh yeah, but I don't wear those.
Are y'all looking at the screen? Tell me y'all looking at the screen.
So that's my point. So my point. We looking at the screen, but that's my point. That's my point. It's not always you guys want it all natural. Sometimes we be like, okay, I got a blemish right here. I'm gonna put this cream on it so this blemish could go away. Or sometimes we like, okay, I just want my skin to just be even, or I want a little glow, or whatever. It's not all makeup. It's just this shit. It's trickery. It's this shit that you're posting right now.
Me, I prefer the blemish over the foundation on a woman's face. Give me the blemish. You got freckles. You got a couple little dark spots. Give me that over the foundation.
Now, see this right here. I don't have a problem with this because this girl got a birthmark, and I can see her wanting to cover her birthmark. This girl has cancer, and I can see her having an
okay. And then some people have hyperpigmentation, and they want to hide that hyperpigmentation.
How you feel about it, Percy? How you feel about what she's saying?
Man, be yourself.
Talking about trick, nah. Y'all talking about that's not that it's not ourselves.
Be yourself.
Y'all talking about no, you guys are talking about trickery. And this is what the pictures that he's showing right now is not what I'm talking about.
But that's what we talking right about. There. When we see makeup, that's what we see. We have a fear of when she takes this off,
don't wear makeup
she's gonna be like this.
I know some women that wear makeup. They put on a little eyelash, a little mascara, and a little eyeshadow and keep pushing. That they still wear makeup.
What about them booty pads and all the other stuff?
Oh, I ain't gotta wear no booty pads, baby.
Isaiah Johnson said, "What you think about it?"
I can't. What?
She said, "What you think about makeup and eyelashes and stuff?"
Yeah, and all three of the men on here went thumbs down. Because I don't think Isaiah participated, but we was all thumbs down.
But I don't think you guys are under. I don't think we're talking about the same thing when it comes to makeup. I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
Now I'm gonna put this up in fairness because I gotta have equal opportunities. Men fake the funk too.
Oh, I'd never do that.
What, a beard?
If a dude has that, I'ma laugh.
I'd never do it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I love a beard. I love a nice beard.
They're fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never do that.
Top model. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that to me is like, or like when they be giving men those shoes that give them a little extra 2 inches in height. I'm like, you gotta take them off eventually. She gonna notice you really 5'7" and not 5'9", my nigga. Like,
I mean, and guess what? We're gonna take our.
And they got the Bin Laden beard.
And that's my thing. We're gonna take our makeup off eventually.
I ain't gonna lie.
Too.
I need that Bin Laden though. I need that Bin
You
Laden beard.
stupid. But we gonna take, and the thing is, we're gonna take our makeup off eventually, either too.
Hey.
So either y'all fucking with it or you're not.
So then, if that's the case, then how about just show up with no makeup and don't show up with none of that, and just let people make that decision for themselves before you try to manipulate them before all that stuff comes in anyway.
It's not a manipulation. No.
No. I don't mean no. I don't mean.
It has nothing to do with manipulating you.
I don't mean manipulation through the makeup. I mean past that, like where you got it on, but at the same time.
Hey, let me say this real quick.
Like for example,
any women watching this video and y'all see this beard and y'all like appalled by this dude having a fake beard, that's how men feel about weaves. Okay, carry on.
Anyway, but that's fine because I have a weave, so and I ain't never had no man ever have a problem with it.
Look, my thing is this: like, I don't. Again, like I know women wear weaves for specific reasons outside of the beauty aspect of it, because sometimes they wear protective hairstyles, as they call them, or some women who might have, or some women might be single moms and might not have the time to do their hair every day. Sometimes they keep. So I get some women do have the reasons for wearing a weave.
Thank you.
Like, so
are you gonna do my hair every day?
And my thing is,
and then you know what it is when a lot of men say they want natural. You know what they want natural? They want who got some really pretty natural hair? They want some curly. All black women ain't got that shit.
And I don't care if it's nappy and buckshotted. I'll take it.
I just want to rub my fingers through your hair, and I want to feel you. I don't want to feel trash.
You can rub
my
hair through my hair.
Hey, man, y'all are capping. Y'all are capping. I gotta call Cap.
Who capping?
They capping because they are not trying to rub their fingers through Florida.
They not finna put their hair to Florida. Thank you.
Real talk. I would, Tim.
I would.
No, Tim, you can't run your finger through that Florida Evans.
She can't look like Florida Evans, but if her hair, if she was fine and her hairstyle was like Florida Evans, I'm running my finger through that.
They cap it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
That's funny.
Hey,
they want
like
the curly
Florida,
mixed girl though. These niggas.
If she had the hairstyle, because there's plenty of fine women that got Florida Evans hairstyle.
They want the curly mixed girl hair.
No, I do
you know
not.
what I'm saying? That's what they want.
Tim,
I do not.
Ross Warehouse.
That is not my preference. Have I dated women who had that? Yeah.
It's fun. Although the funny thing about it is I actually do have very curly hair, but I'm just saying that's what y'all want. Y'all don't want no Florida.
That is not what all of us want.
That's not right. We're not saying we just want curly hair. We're not saying that. Just it could be natural. Natural. Like we'd be stupid to think we can't get every woman that got curly hair, and we ain't gonna narrow it down to just a woman with curly hair. Like we ain't gonna do that.
I do.
No, we don't.
I look at it like this. If my woman likes to wear weaves, I feel like if I'm in a relationship.
Can I see a picture from everybody? Like I say, nappy-headed woman by their side, please.
Well, why we're not saying that women ain't.
Well, my ex-wife used to press her hair, but then she did eventually do the big chop to cut off all the perm and all of that stuff, and grew all of our hair.
Mm-hmm.
Start over.
You know what my thing is? My thing is why can't
I was with her when she wore that TWA, that Florida Evans TWA too.
Okay, but why can't we just wear our hair the way we want it? Y'all don't have a problem with it. That's what I'm wondering.
So nobody said we had a problem.
Repeat that question.
We're talking about preferences.
No, hey, repeat that question. Why can't we what?
Why can't we just wear our hair the way we want to and not have y'all give us a problem?
I mean, y'all do.
If we want to wear a weave sometimes, if we want to wear a ponytail, if we want to wear a fro, if we want to wear whatever.
Yeah. I mean, most of us as men, because weaves have been around so long, most of us as men accept it as long as it looks natural. It's when them lace fronts and all that other crazy stuff that they be wearing that looks so unnatural. Those are the things that we really have a problem with. Like the snuffleupagus lashes. Like that's what we have a problem with because it looks so unnatural.
Okay.
Snuffleupagus.
So and that's my point. And that's my because I said snuffleupagus. Because like that's my point. Like
I
even with the makeup. Okay. Spider legs, whatever. I had a girl do my lashes once. I said, "Oh no, baby, I don't do these." But anyway, even with the makeup, same thing. you guys don't mind a little. She kind of cover up her little blemish. You guys just don't want a big thick layer of makeup.
No, we're not saying like I don't want you wearing makeup to the point you take it off. I don't even know who you are no more. You know,
this right here,
like
that part.
You can wear light makeup.
I have no problem with this.
Yeah, light makeup is cool.
No. The ponytail on top of her head is not hers.
But it looks natural.
Okay.
I have no problem with that because it looks natural. Exactly.
Okay. It looked like it could have grew out of her head.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it looked like it even got the texture of a real. No, I was kidding.
You so stupid.
It got the texture, but I don't know.
But I'm just like, why are men so worried about our hair? That's so weird to me.
It's your crown.
Let us be.
Well, it's not that we're worried about it. It's just when it's like when women ask us what we like and what our preferences are, and we say this is what I like. Well, why are you worried about men's hair? Why are you worried about our hair?
Well, I prefer beards, but if I meet a great guy, I prefer beards. But if I meet a great guy who can't grow a beard, guess what? I'm gonna get all kind of shit. Like, you mean to tell me you're gonna dump this dude because he can't grow no beard because you like beards?
What happened if you have a fake beard and you didn't know and he just
okay, hold on. Okay,
I'll probably laugh, but I ain't tripping.
Let me ask this other question. So you got two dudes, they're equally great, same height, everything about them, you know what I'm saying? They're equal in every regard. It's just one dude can grow a beard, one dude can't. Who you choosing?
Okay, I mean that's fine, but I'm just saying that's not what we're. I'm just not a beard if I prefer beards, but that's not what you guys are saying. That's not what you guys are saying. You guys are saying we prefer women like this, and that, but the women y'all talking about y'all prefer, y'all full of crap because a lot of these women.
How are we full of crap?
Even the natural women aren't fully natural, and I can prove it to you.
Well, look,
even the natural women are not fully natural. Even the curly hair, big curly, pretty, beautiful hair women, they put so much shit in that hair to get that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even fully natural.
Tam, right now in the comments, my wife is like, show our picture because she wants you to see her natural hair.
I know her natural hair is probably beautiful. And it's beautiful. And it's nice and curly.
But why are you saying that we're full
nice
of shit?
And curly. She ain't got no Florida Evans fro. What her Florida Evans fro? She looks her hair is pretty.
So I could tell her to say, hey, why are you saying we're full of shit?
No, I just mentioned just take it lightly, sir. Just take it lightly. Please don't take me.
No.
Just don't internalize it.
I'm taking it very lightly. I'm just asking you a question. Like, why are you saying that we're full of shit?
No, I mean, you guys may not be full of shit. You guys may just not really know because you guys, even this natural stuff is not really all that natural because you have to put a lot of stuff in it to take care of it. Even nice curly hair. Like, I have curly hair. You see how his wife's hair is? That's how my real hair is. And you have to put so much stuff in that hair to make it just keep it like that and not dry up. So
but when we're saying natural, we're not talking about exactly how it grows out of your head and don't put nothing in there. We just talking about that's your hair that's growing out of your head. Even if it was a freaking Jerry curl, it's yours.
Okay, let me give me a Jerry curl then.
That's what at least that's my definition of what I want. When I say a woman's natural hair, it's your hair that grew out of your head. No matter if you permed it, pressed it, Jerry curled it, whatever, it's yours.
Mine is it grows out of my head. It's natural. I just happen to put. I happen to bring some weave into it sometimes. Is that a problem?
That's what we say is a preference. Like we would prefer that. Is it an end all be all? No, it's just a preference.
But you guys keep saying y'all prefer that. But sometimes even these women y'all call natural, like even when you look at a magazine and be like all these natural women, some of them have on makeup, some of them have on this, that. It don't be completely natural. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I get that, but I'm not talking about women that I see in magazines. I'm talking about women that I see in person.
That ain't, because a lot of that's not completely natural either. Some of them may have BB cream on. I know somebody that wears BB cream, and it makes her skin look great. and you wouldn't even know she had on anything. You see what I'm saying? So you guys don't know sometimes because you guys don't know anything about makeup.
I mean, I know enough. With the women that I've been
but
with.
I'm just saying you guys don't know it like that. Where you like, oh, she got on some BB cream on her. That's number 425. Y'all don't know that. You just like, oh, her skin looks nice. Y'all be like, oh, her skin looks nice.
Her skin too even.
All right. You said it looked too even.
I can recognize when a woman has foundation on versus her own skin.
You probably can. You probably can, I'm sure.
And I prefer her own skin. I don't give a damn how many freaking blemishes it is.
Well, whatever. That's
fine. That's just what I prefer. Now, will I accept her if she decides to cover up the blemishes, wear foundations? Of course. But I would prefer that if she just sported her blemishes.
Okay.
Right. I don't really care for, you know what I'm saying, a lot of lip stuff because, you know, if I'm gonna kiss you, I'm gonna take all of that off.
I mean, yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, I wear a lot. You know what? I wear lip gloss. I don't wear lipstick too much, but I wear lip gloss. And I've always had to be like, I'm gonna just kiss it off. I'll be like, I don't care. My lips ain't gonna be ashy. So you're gonna have to kiss it off.
Chapstick. Chapstick could keep your lips from being ashy, not lip gloss. I mean, they both provide the same thing.
But I like it glossy.
Like when Jossie have it on and I kiss her and it be sticky, and then I pull away and then I got glitter on my lips and that ain't cool.
Exactly.
And your wife has beautiful hair, Tim.
For me, black women's natural color they lips is great to me.
It is.
Yeah.
You want a little different color. What's wrong with that?
But that doesn't mean that I'm not cool with them wearing lipstick or lip gloss either. It's just that the kisses will probably diminish greatly until that's gone. Like the kisses will be like little quick pets.
They got some girls that smoke a lot of blunts.
You say what?
What'd you say, Tim?
I said I disagree with that. A lot of women's lips is dope because a lot of women smoke blunts and their lips do not be dope.
Ooh,
well, most of the women that I've dealt with, I've really dated weed head women like that. So most of them, they still got the correct color of their lips.
Nice
most
lips.
of the ones that I've dealt with.
Oh yeah, their lips get black, huh? Women that smoke a lot
so
of
some of them that I've seen, the majority of the women that I've dated still had proper colored lips.
Shit, Val's lips ain't never got black.
What'd you say?
I said Val's lips ain't never got black, and she's smoke blunt.
I think
but they never got black though.
Some don't.
Motherfuckers' lips will get black.
So I must have really zoned out because how the hell we get on this?
I know we got on makeup.
Now we talk about smoking blunts and lips get black. I didn't mean damn.
Hey,
we were still talking about makeup.
Live. The show is still live too. We going on 3. We hit 3 hours.
Who's this on the top right hand corner? Who's this Val person? They've been quiet for a while. Or they on?
But that Val person, she done zoned out.
Well, not only that, me and Tammy in the same room, so we can't talk at the same time.
I could go out. I was out. I could
go out. Y'all in this? Oh my gosh, y'all in the same room on the same stream. Wow. Y'all probably texting each other the same stream. Yeah.
No.
Oh, how is she not? She's on here and you on here. So yeah, what? I'm confused. I don't know.
We are on our own stream.
No, but you guys are in the same chat, is what I'm saying. You're on the same live video in the same room.
Yes.
You guys text each other in the same room too, I bet, huh?
No, not unless we have to.
Not unless y'all have to. Oh, okay, I get it. All right. Just when y'all being petty, y'all do it in the same room. I know, I get it.
Maybe. Shit, depends on who in the room.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Y'all want to be petty. All right. Hey, really quick, I don't know if you guys have we touched on like how's everybody's mental health?
I like you, Isaiah.
Because
no, because we all
been,
fucked up and crazy and going through depression.
But
I'm not. No, I'm not.
it's funny
No.
because
First of all, no. Let her speak for herself. I am not going to nobody's depression.
okay, hold on. I don't think she meant literally. I don't think she meant.
Grumpy, I can be grumpy.
I don't think she meant literal depression. Maybe, but she could have meant just. I think we all have our demons, our darkness that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
Because I was
I'm
watching.
not depressed about anything though. I can't be grumpy though.
Like me, as spiritual as I am, and as much as I like to say, I'm, I have my relationship with God and my connection to God, I'd be like, obviously you want to, we tell ourselves He's all we need, and He is, So you probably don't think you need to see a therapist or talk to somebody, but sometimes it's not about the fact that you need it but the fact that sometimes.
No, I never.
Actually talk, because I was thinking about going to see a therapist. That's what I'm saying. But I don't feel like I'm like, well, I'm stressed out. I'm definitely stressed out.
We should always go see it. Sometimes it's nice to go see a therapist because sometimes your friends are good sounding boards, but your friends don't have all the answers because they got their own shit going on.
And that's why I tell people, like, we're not medical professionals. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we think we know how to deal with people. We just, no, we're not medical professionals at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
There's going to be some things that a medical professional can tell you that your friend, like you said, people cannot. That'll be the key things to helping you overcome whatever depression it is. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times people try to take on that role of a therapist, but it's like, I get it if it's a friend or family member or whatever that's going through it. All you can do is love and support them, but to try to treat them mentally,
sometimes you can't.
Sometimes you can't.
We're not, like you said, we're not
educated.
And this is the thing. I might know a lot about, like, for example, I might know a lot about anxiety, but I know nothing about depression. So therefore, I can't tell you about depression because I don't know shit about depression. You understand what I'm saying? I agree with that.
So because I think I was saying that because I've been
hang on. In the comments, Joshy says, but the therapist helps you answer your own questions and give you
that's true.
But
that's true.
Right, because I was and the reason why I said this because I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show All American. Have you ever watched that show?
Football show?
Yeah. Tim, you ever watched it?
I've heard of it. I never watched it.
It's a real good show. Like, I got into it. It's about, like, this football player from Crenshaw in LA, and Tay Diggs is in it. It's a real. Everybody was talking about it when that first came out back like a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. But I just started recently watching it, and since I've been watching it, it does touch a lot of episodes. Does touch on mental health, seeing a therapist, and talking to somebody because, like I say again, you have your friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude was going through stuff, but there was only things that the therapist could help him see and understand that his friends and family couldn't.
Well, a lot of times your friends and family are echo chambers too.
Yeah, because they know you the best. They might know you better than your therapist. Don't get me wrong; they'll know you better than your therapist.
But you might have a friend that knows a lot about one thing, but they don't know a lot about the other. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So because different people, like we got 6 people on this podcast. All of us have different perspectives. We all have different ideologies, and it all comes through experience, right? Experience, stuff we've been through, right? And it's all like, well, we all, and it's not to be right or wrong. It's just their experiences. So you might talk to somebody who's going to have a different perspective, but might have had the same experience that you're having, but they have a different perspective on it that you never looked at it. And that's what a therapist, like I noticed in the show, was doing for this certain young man. The main character he was extracting things out of him that his parents or his friends could not. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't have that perspective the therapist had to communicate with him. You see what I'm saying? Like, he knew by what he was telling him that he was, he had going on in his life. Mind, he's only a high school student. He's a high school, student athlete. So it's like, there's a lot of things that this main character understood. He was very mature for his age. When you watch the show, it's like, dang, I never met a but he was very mature because he had to grow up faster living in a single parent home. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they said that he said the therapist told him, like, you had to be the man of the house at a very young age. That's why you're so mature at this age. But it's going to be hard for you, and I understand this as a person, is that when you're more mature than other people around you, or you might be smarter or wiser, you see what I'm saying? It's going to cause people to shrink around you a little bit because they don't have that same experience and wisdom and knowledge as you do. So they're not going to understand you on a certain level because they're going to be like, well, we don't get it. We never been through that. We don't. So you can see that in the show is that people are, and vice versa. We all treat each other to the point of any type of standard we hold them or what we think is the best for them, right? So, but that's a fine line. You see what I'm saying? It's a fine line at the end of the day. So you got to understand that. And in this show, it talks about boundaries. The show is a lot about boundaries too, because it seems like every episode, wherever there's drama, it's because a boundary was crossed. You see what I'm saying? Like you cross these boundaries. Like don't get me wrong. Like I have friends and family, but I have boundaries with these people. Okay, like there are certain boundaries that I might not put on you that I might put on somebody else, or vice versa. That I might have boundaries I won't put on somebody, but with you I will. And it's nothing personal. It's not that I don't like you or I might feel I don't. It's just, certain people can have certain access to you that others should not or cannot. But you can still be cool with them and be friends, but you keep them at a certain distance because not saying you don't trust them or they can't be trusted, but they haven't showed you they can be trusted. You
as
see
the
what
old
I'm
folks, as the old folks would say, you feed them with a long-handled spoon.
I mean, that's true. That is boundaries. That is total boundaries. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but we don't. But here's the thing, though. Like, as I'm watching, y'all gotta watch this show, man. It's really good. But because I'm sitting there watching it, like I'm watching a high school drama. But at the same time, it's like, well, damn, I see adults acting the same way. So fuck it, and that was kind of funny to me. I was like, dang, here it is, high school drama. But I was like, I see adults going through the same stuff.
And we talked about that earlier. We were saying how just because people get older doesn't mean that they grow up.
Right, exactly. And that's why I'm sitting there watching this show, and I've never watched a show to where a show has resonated with me so much on that. That's why I got hooked, because it seemed like I could see myself in every character and every situation. Literally, it was kind of scary, but every situation or everything was something I had dealt with personally in my life. You see what I'm saying? Like literally to T. I'm like, that's what hooked me to the show. It's like, damn, I've been through this. I've been through this. Dang, I've been through this. Dang, this happened to me. Dang, I have that type of person in my life.
I wish I could find a show like that.
Right. When you can find a show like that you can connect with and resonate with a level that I have, to the point sometimes some of the episodes I was getting emotional. I'm in there crying tears because of a particular. No reason why I say that is because it was a part of the show. I can relate to it because and Tim knows it. Well, Tim knows this about me, but Tim knows that me and my father had a falling out. You know what I'm saying? Some years ago, and it was bad. You know what I'm saying? And the character in the show, it was the same thing. Him and his father just couldn't get along but as you got into the show progressed, the more the truth came out as to why his father left when, left his mom, and as to why this happened. It's like, so the more the truth came out, the more it was easier for them to connect, because now his son had more understanding because, you left me and mom and Dylan, our little brother. He's taking it personal because he didn't know why. He just thought, oh, my dad, he's just running from his responsibilities. But came to find out his dad was very sick and he had to leave.
Right.
I had to deal with the same thing. My dad got really sick and he had to leave for like 10 years. So it was, and then when he came back, everything was cool, but then we had a falling out. And then the way him and his father was, and it was like, I felt that because I was like, damn, I'm going through the same thing with me and my father. Like, I want us to be close, but there's something there that's preventing that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be demons or from your past or whatever.
Maybe that's another podcast. Like, just
that's
those type of issues.
Yeah, because we like I said again, like So whenever I can watch a show and resonate with it, like that's why I was getting emotional. I'm like, damn, this is me and my father. You know what I'm saying? Like this is us. This is literally
maybe what we can do. Oh, you know what would be a good idea, guys? A podcast where everyone picks a really good show that they resonate with, and everybody can break it down. Like, don't make it too long, but it could be like 20 minutes per person, and just break down that show.
Yeah, or even a book.
Wouldn't that be great? Or a book.
Yeah, I don't really watch. You know, it's funny though, but that's the only way I can get into a show. And that's why, like, I can only get into like these shows if it's like sports related, or it's like, I don't know. Like I watched, like I just finished the second season of The Mandalorian. That's a Star Wars series. You see what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like other stuff like that, I can't get into shows.
We can still break it down though. I mean, everybody can watch it, and we can break it down.
Yeah. But y'all gotta watch. Y'all gotta watch All American though. Y'all gotta watch. It's like 3 seasons, but it's 4 seasons. It comes on the CW. But if you have Netflix, it's on Netflix. The first 3 seasons.
Isn't it on Netflix? Okay.